Welcome to the Point in Progress podcast, episode 53. Your fantastic podcast talking about Resident Evil, multiverse, and talking a little bit about San Diego Comic-Con, which is happening right now. So let's let the progress begin. I am, of course, your week's host, Mario Rivera, and I missed you all. It's been too long that we haven't done this podcast since last week. 7 days, not enough. We got to keep podcasting. You know how many podcasts I actually posted, Sly, last week? I posted 3, and then I recorded 2 more.
Too many.
So, quite a few. Sly, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I have had a bit of wine already tonight, so let the chaos begin.
What I loved earlier was you had a mishap with the captions on your system. You restarted your computer. You actually said, I will be there literally right when you start. And you were there 10 seconds before we started. So fantastic. Thank you so much for being punctual. Harv, how are you doing? It's been a minute.
I'm doing well. I'm having my Pepsi distributed Dr. Pepper right now.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Pepper, yeah. Yeah, it's everybody gets mad at me because everybody doesn't like Pepsi. I think Pepsi is like the thing that a lot of people just don't like.
Listen,
is that true?
People like to argue. Just people like to argue. That's it, Harv.
I had a poll on my Twitter, and 69% of people like Coke.
No, so actually, before I introduce our new special guest this week, funny enough, they are drinking a Pepsi product, but they said that Pepsi sucks. So I do find that.
I mean, it's a Taco Bell product. So I mean, come on. It's the Baja Blast. It's the summer of Baja, Mario. Come on.
It is the summer of Baja. Of course, joining us for the very first time, you know them. The Baja Summer.
Hello.
Matt Maggie from Hopefully Awesome. What's going on?
There we go.
Yeah.
Should we do like our canned intro?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, no, we won't do that. Hello. Hi, everybody.
Oh, thank you so much
We usually have a whole thing. We do like a little fusion dance. And I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Do it.
Go ahead. We have 2 hours. Go for it.
No, okay. It's not, I don't want to turn into fat goatinks, you know? So we're not going to do it. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Thank you.
The only people that watch Dragon Ball Z were gonna know this reference.
We get it. Actually, I do want to bring up some anime stuff because I watched a clip recently you guys posted, which was you explaining the plot to Yu Yu Hakusho in like 40 seconds, and
She cried for
Can
sure.
I please go crawl underneath a rock?
no, that was hey, now I learned a lot. So now I'm excited for this anime. I'm already prepped for it, and I had no idea it involved someone get hit by a car. Is that correct? Is that happening? Yeah. So
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, a ball bounces across the road and the little boy chases after it and he saves the little boy, but he gets killed by the car.
Huh? What? Huh?
Hey Matt, there's a fighting tournament.
What? Is Cell going to be there?
I don't think
Are
so.
they going to rip some Beyblades? If there's no Digivices, no Yu-Gi-Oh cards, no Beyblades, I'm out. All right.
Oh, it's
If
not
it didn't air on Fox Kids, I have nothing to do with it.
That's true. Or WB Kid as well. Well, I want to say thank you for stepping in because 2 of our members are not here today. Of course, that is Frank Villagomez and Fiona, who doesn't like it when I call her Fiona. So I'm going to say it a lot. Fiona.
Is FEMA taking 2 places all at once now?
FEMA is across the border to take care both of Nova Scotia and also down the street, Chicago.
Well,
Chicago local
actually,
Chicago
there
area.
was an emergency in Nova Scotia today. So, there was the ferry explosion. So I'm sure.
Oh,
they could
that's
use some
right.
FEMA help over
That's right. Oh, that's
That's the
fantastic.
most that's happened in Nova Scotia in probably in a decade, honestly. Not gonna lie.
Matt and Maggie, if you don't know, obviously we have an ongoing thing with FEMA where FEMA takes out some of our members. It's our version. It's our version of the snakes from Kind of Fun.
that's FEMA.
Yeah. Even though FEMA has nothing to do with
Sometimes
Canada.
PETA.
Yeah,
Sometimes PETA.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
So really, any 4-letter acronyms,
Yeah.
we gotta watch out for.
Yeah.
Right?
We like to use the American ones because if we use a Canadian one, nobody's gonna know that at all.
Yeah.
So-
Very true.
Oh
That's
man.
accurate.
So So I want to say thank you for, of course, joining us on short notice. I think I told you just like, what, 2 days ago? And then you were very gracious with your time. So again, I want to thank you very much.
Happy to be here. You know, summer of Baja brings everyone together.
So I had Taco Bell for the first time like a year ago. So
Wait,
it's not
hold
a big
on.
thing here.
Hold on. Ever?
Ever. Yeah, ever. Because it's not a big thing here.
Noted occasion.
Okay.
Yeah, it was because Taco Bell's not a big thing here. I had Baja
Harv
Blast
had
for the
some
first
very
time.
spicy take.
Oh my god. Taco I don't know how you guys eat Taco Bell. I have no idea how that's possible. But I had Baja Blast for the first time. I had one sip of it and I was like, I had to take it to the sink and then dump the rest of it out.
How dare you, sir? There are kids in Nova Scotia that don't have Baja Blast. All right?
I mean, you probably are right, not gonna lie. And I did a favor to them.
You know, it's funny. I know that Baja Blast is obviously a big staple of Taco Bell. When I order Taco Bell, I actually order the normal Mountain Dew. And then every time they're like, no, you didn't. And so they give me Baja Blast every single time. And I drink it. No, I drink it. So
Listen, if it doesn't look like antifreeze, it's not worth drinking. Okay.
Apparently, the slushy version of Baja Blast is really, really good.
supposedly really good.
It's the freeze version. All right,
freeze
let's
version,
get our
okay.
words correct. all
Breaking
right? Come on
news.
now.
Oh no.
This isn't no
There
7-Eleven.
is
all right?
Taco Bell in Nova Scotia.
Fantastic. All
I
right.
have Baja Blast.
We did it.
Shout out to Liz for immediately answering.
That's incredible.
I mean, they got really, Fee got really, really excited that they finally got a Popeyes, and apparently it was like the lineup was like down the road because we were excited for Popeyes.
Incredible. Matt and Maggie, can you please actually introduce your channel and what you guys do?
Sure. We are, of course, hopefully awesome, a positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. That's the canned intro, just so everybody knows. But yeah, we do 2 shows a week. We do the Hopefully Awesome show, which is just our weekly podcast where we talk about pop culture news. Usually we do like a movie review or show, just depends on what's happened that week. And then we also do, of course, the one that we're, I guess, known for, not really. But for some reason, like, it got a lot of views recently, and I think it had something to do with Tom Welling or something. That's true. But we do a Smallville rewatch podcast called Going Back to Smallville. It's actually Maggie's first time ever seeing the series. I've watched, of course, all 10 seasons multiple times, and it's one of my. I mean, I guess it's one of my favorite shows. Like, I've seen it. I guess. Okay. Should be one of them. You know? Yeah. I mean, Lost is definitely higher up on the list. Yeah, so
I looked at Harv. I was like, he popped for that.
I recently rewatched Lost again, so I was very, very excited. Yeah.
I can't wait, man. But yeah, we like to, on the Smallville one, we actually recap each episode, and that kills about 30 minutes of the podcast for us. And it's usually very off the wall. We're usually sleep deprived by the time we record it. So, you know, there's like some screaming horses. We've got jugs of milk going everywhere. Everybody's doing 360 spins before they peel out into Main Street Smallville. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. PiP's there.
Oh yes,
That was,
yeah. I watched that clip as well. That was really funny. It's funny because your show actually came out, and if I'm not mistaken, literally then Tom Welling and Lex Luthor on the show, Peter Rosenbaum, was like, "Oh, we could do that too." And so they also. So
we went. Don't get me wrong. I definitely went back and added the tags for Talkville on every episode.
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely.
Those clicks, come on,
yeah,
come on, give them to us, you know.
Yeah.
And we tricked enough people that we got 500 views on an episode. So there you go.
There you go.
Only like 4 likes, but that, hey, you know,
hey, I mean, you know,
it's just the views that count. Am I right?
Especially with like hour-long content as well. You know, you need to,
for sure.
So
for sure,
definitely still think that's pretty awesome. Well, great. Well, enjoy and welcome to the show.
Happy to be
Thanks
here.
for having us.
Yeah.
At some point, I'll let Maggie talk. Don't worry. That'll happen.
Maggie, you have 5 minutes. Go ahead. It's explain everything. Tell me about your life. Just go ahead. Tell me.
Go.
Tell me.
Do
Actually,
it.
tell me the plot to Death Note if you've watched Death Note.
Oh, I haven't watched Death Note enough to tell you.
Okay, never mind.
Well, there's a book that kills people, right? I mean, what
Boom,
more you need
solved
to know,
it.
All right.
Solved it
It's
right there.
basically
It's got Willem Dafoe in it.
It's got William Dafoe in. He was
There
the
you go.
he was the
That's
best
it.
part of the movie. He was the best part of the movie.
I like the movie. I'm gonna be one of those people. I really like the Netflix.
There are things
stuff.
I like about it. It's not my favorite adaptation. I actually like the Japanese version of it. But other than that, I do enjoy the concept of Death Note. But speaking of Death Note, we're going to go ahead and move into our first segment, which of course is the checkpoints. We're going to do a little bit of housekeeping. This is where we die. So trust me, we're just going to list off stuff. We're going to do a little housekeeping. Of course, there are a couple podcasts available to watch right now, including our Miss Marvel's extra credits for MC University with me and my boy Harv. We talked about all the things. We talked a little speculation about the future of Miss Marvel and Marvel predictions for the future, because that's what you do on those shows. And then we also have one of our spin-off shows over at Model Citizen Show. Mac's monthly music mission to explain this show for everybody is literally created just so that way our friend who is like a white boy from Florida who listens to like very, very dimensional stuff like Taylor Swift fan, we're trying to bridge his palate. And so we're offering wild ass suggestions. So last week we offered him to listen to Tyler the Creator, Kobe and Cambria, and then I did The Killers. This week he's got to listen to like The Cure, Steely Dan, and something else. So it's random. Just like we pick things that we think he will like, and we just sort of like base them and see if where they rank on his list. So it's a new spin-off show that we kind of just decided to make a separate video for. So if you want to watch making someone squirm talking about music, it's actually pretty funny. So please check that out over at Point in Progress on our YouTube channel or at the different audio feeds. MC University has its own audio feed. Point in Progress has its own audio feed. And of course, Model Citizens has its own audio feed. Fantasy in Progress, did I ever get its own audio feed? I still don't remember.
No,
okay.
No, I did not. No, I did not.
You can watch those all on YouTube. But of course, definitely, if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel or if you want to listen to audio, those are your options. Please definitely check those out. If you see my camera shake, it's because my table is like very bouncy right now. So I'm just watching everything move at the same time.
It's like a 4D podcast.
It is. It's like, whoa.
Whoa.
And then I think, yep, so that's basically all the housekeeping. We're going to go into our main part of the show. Let's talk about what we've been playing, what we've been watching, what we've been reading, and such. I'm going to save the conversational pieces probably to the end because I think they're going to probably have the most to talk about. So I'm just going to go ahead and I get to pick randomly people and decide what I want to hear about right now. And right now, I want to hear about Escape Academy from Harv. Harv, you been playing a little game called Escape Academy?
I played it. I finished it. It's
Okay.
it's not that long of a game. It's probably around like 8 hours, I would say. That's kind of like where we're looking at. But like it's the best escape room without going to an escape room. So that's pretty much what the pitch of this game is. You have a bunch of puzzles and a very weird story, very zany story. Solid Snake is in it, and he's just a guy with an eye patch. That's all he's really. That reminds me of Solid Snake for some reason. But yeah, it's just a bunch of puzzles that you have to go through, and there's different kinds of puzzles. Where like one of it's like you have like 40 minutes to just go through this entire house and just try to figure out all the puzzles. One is like you have 5 minutes, and then once you finish that part of the puzzle, and they add another 5 minutes on top of it, and then you do this part of the puzzle. And then they add another 5 minutes. It's just so on and so forth. And you're just going around on a campus just solving escape rooms. It's really, really fun. I do recommend playing with a friend or playing with somebody that you know because it makes the experience a lot more fun. It makes it a lot more collaborative because you're always talking to each other to be like, what's the stuff over here? And if something corresponds back and forth, you can kind of see like how that kind of goes together. It's all split screen, which is awesome. So you can see what's happening on the other person's screen, even when it is online co-op. So like you can see what they're seeing, they can see what you're seeing, and it's also couch co-op as well. So if you ever want to play a couch co-op, it's also there too. So it has no replay value to it. So once you play it once, that's it. There's no like extra puzzles. There's no extra like There's no extra difficulty where it goes up in difficulty to that. Once you play through it once, that's it. You're done. The only thing you're gonna do again for it is you're gonna play it for achievements, and that's it.
So I have a question about that really quick because I didn't put it on my list because I didn't think I played enough of it to really have a discussion. I only played the first part before you sort of go to the school, and I noticed that the first thing that the room that you enter, I thought that it said that you have like 11 minutes to solve it, and then the room reshifts. Does that add to the possible replayability to it, or is it the fact that
No, there's no. So I don't know about that first puzzle because we got through that first puzzle, so
Sure.
like it really didn't do anything. There was one puzzle that we were literally 2 seconds away from solving it, but the thing is, it just says you either fail or you can add 5 minutes.
okay?
So if you fail, you have to start back from the beginning again. But you know all the puzzles already, right?
Yes.
So you can just go through all the puzzles really, really quickly. So none of the stuff changes. I think that would have put a lot of pressure on the devs to like keep shifting the puzzles and try to like mix everything up.
Yeah.
But since the puzzles are so well curated and they're so well done, that I don't think this game needs a second replay. Really, it's a good like 7 to 8 hour experience that you can play. It's on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you can play it on there. So I think other than that, I think it's a really, really good kind of play if you have somebody else to play with.
Yeah, I was watching other people discuss it, and I believe that the game was actually created by people that actually design real life escape rooms. So they went from, obviously during the pandemic, they decided to make a video game. So it's kind of cool for them to have that creativity and have a complete, I would say, well, you wouldn't say, it's cost like in terms of like how much it costs to like make those rooms, right? It takes time to still make a game, but
Yeah.
at the least you can have a bigger imagination about the rooms that are not confined to just walls. So I think yeah.
The design of them are so well done. One thing I will say, every time you solve a puzzle, there's a noise that happens, and I think I like heard that noise in my dream because I played the game for 2 days in a row. And every time you solve something, that noise pops up. It's like the Zelda equivalent of when you find something in a box,
Yeah.
and then when Link brings it up and that noise happens, it's the same kind of shit. Yeah, same kind of shit. But I recommend this game. I think if you guys have somebody to play with, this is a really, really, really good game. Yes.
That's pretty cool. You've also been playing till As Dusk Falls, which is that new sort of like choose your own adventure game. You've been playing on stream, is that correct?
Yes. I'm about
The Van Aken game, yeah?
It is the Van Aken game.
That is the Van Aken game. I showed that on stream. Half the people on my stream were like, "No, that doesn't look like him at all." I was like, "What?
What are you
No,
talking
am
about?
But I'm about 4 hours into it. So I'm planning on finishing tomorrow, actually. So it's I love the art style of this game. I think they've nailed like the vibe of this game, and like, dude, some of the actual like decisions that you have to make, I did not see it coming. I did not see half the stuff in this game coming, and I think narratively they're doing a better job than some of the Supermassive games do, which is really, really cool to see, because I want to see more games like this instead of just Supermassive making them. I want to see other developers doing this as well. So the only thing about this is the art style, it's very stop motion, so it's just kind of like something happens and then the next graphic happens and the next graphic, so it's not like there's not much movement when it comes to like characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think it is an indie development kind of type thing. But I think it's a really, really cool game. It's got a great Twitch integration to it. So right when you start the game, people in chat could just tell you, like, they could just say numbers and it'll automatically vote for whatever's on the screen, which is great. But the story so far is really, really good, and I really enjoy it. Also, again, it's on Game Pass, so if you ever want to play it on Game Pass, it's there. And it's up to 8 players if you want to play it locally, or
8
online.
player. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That is actually pretty crazy. Yeah, I have a huge interest into this type of story, because it's not you're fighting a monster in the woods. It's not a slasher in the woods. It's not The Walking Dead. It's not this. It's like an AMC show that you'd watch on television, like a Breaking Bad kind of story.
It reminds me of because it's based in Arizona. It's it is a AMC-esque game. It is like if this was an AMC show, 100%.
And I feel like that is a genre that they could easily pick at. And of course, different, crime genre, just sort of like Midwestern stories. And there's not a whole lot of games that do that. The closest game I could think of is actually, and this is still out of the realm. What was that Joseph Fares game that wasn't the relationship game? It's the one before that, where it was a co-op. You can buy one copy of the game, your other friend can download it. You guys go to prison.
Way Out.
The Way Out. So there's a section in that game that's just sort of like you're going through houses, and it just feels very like in that aesthetic of like what this thing that looks like. And so that's the only time I've seen it. So it's kind of a different, not every game has to be fantasy. Some games can just be depicting about real life and real characters. And so I find that very, very interesting. So I did want to check this out. Hopefully, awesome crew. Have you seen footage of this game? Do you know about this game?
I've seen people talk about it. I think didn't Kind of Funny.
Yeah, they did a review.
They're
Play it through
doing a
and
spoiler
review.
cast that should be coming out. I think it's soon too.
Yeah, they've done a lot of work with the game.
Just tangentially, I've seen a little bit. I don't know.
I've seen a little bit too. Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
We're more like we can play for 4 minutes, so let's load up some Tetris here real quick.
Yeah, so you need like the quick, fast, easy games like those, like Tetris and stuff like that.
Candy Crush.
That's fair. Let's see here. Sly, what is Between the Frames, and what is the new chapter? Is that a DLC? That's that one game, right?
Between the Frames is the art painting game. I know Fee played it and I played it when it came out. It's super chill, visual, artsy story game. But they have a new the original's 5 chapters, but now there's a new one that's from Jack's point of view. And so I played through that. It was really good. The story was sad, but in it feels comforting because it feels real kind of story. But yeah, it was more of Between the Frames. It's gorgeous as usual, and just a little more content from them. So that was really fun.
Can you explain the premise of Between the Frames? I think we talked about it before, but just for people that haven't seen it.
Yeah. Basically, you're playing as an artist, and you're trying to piece together memories and experience her life story or whatever. And it's a little bit puzzly. You have to find different pieces and collect different paint colors, and then you're also physically painting these images.
Okay. Yeah, I do vaguely remember showing this off. I think one of the releases, I think last year or this year.
I'm sorry, I typed it wrong. It's Behind the Frame.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Is it Behind the Frame? Let's find out. Let's do a quick Google search.
I think it's Behind the Frame.
Behind the Frame.
In that exact tone.
No,
Very scary tone.
Behind the... Hold on, Harv, do it.
What? Oh no. Oh, okay.
Are we doing it?
Yes. I need to know what that sounds like on, because I never really heard it. So
It's very funny. It is Behind the Frame. That is officially the title. It came out last year, and this looks like it's just DLC added to it. So that's very cool.
I'm dyslexic. Don't fight me.
I'm not fighting you. You're all set. Speaking of not fighting anything, tell me about this new chill vibing version of Fortnite.
Man, Maggie, you wanna tell me about the good vibes of summer slam Fortnite? I forgot what the name.
SummerSlam? Next week is SummerSlam for WWE.
We're now a wrestling game.
Dude, give me
Fortnite.
Give me some scenes. Give me some skins.
Well, the new season of Fortnite, it's the theme is vibing, so you're kind of chilling out. It's summertime, and always the season that happens during the summer on Fortnite is always fun. Always enjoy it because, my job, where I'm a teacher, I'm off during the summer, so I can really enjoy it very well. But we really like to enjoy like all the free stuff that they let you work towards, and they've got a new thing going right now called No Sweat Summer.
Yeah.
And they got all kinds of free cool stuff that you can work
You get
towards.
some ice cream cones, you know.
Okay.
You dance a little bit. There's fireworks.
Darth
you know.
Vader's on the island.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's as one does in the summer, you know.
You get.
Yeah,
I think right now we got like back blings that you can get, like the like they're like slushy back blings
Yeah.
and stuff like that you can get. Every day they're dropping new challenges.
Yes.
We're all about the free stuff for
Yeah.
sure.
I was gonna-
the challenges. We have more fun doing stuff like that than actually like trying to win, because we suck most of the time.
That's honestly, that's always been my thing with Fortnite, is the fact that it's a game that, yes, you can win, you can be number one, but I get more out of actually just unlocking things.
Yeah.
And so when my character, of course, levels up, and then you unlock more things in the battle pass. Now, are you battle pass buyers? Do you buy things? You do. Oh, your camera.
Oh,
Our
no.
camera went
Oh,
off. So
no.
just a second. Can y'all still hear me? though?
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
This is the scheduled camera.
Yeah, every 30 minutes. I forgot to get the stick out and poke it. But here we go.
That's-
maybe.
Uh,
And but yeah, no, Fortnite, man. Let me tell you,
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, that was me stretching. I'm not that good at it. I'm just like words and verbs and nouns.
When did you-
We got the and a and it's all that stuff.
when did you start buying battle passes? Was that something you did like right away? When was the season that got you back in the
It
Fortnite?
was, the one that hit Switch is when we jumped.
Oh,
That was
okay.
season 5.
Got it.
But
Because we could play together.
Yeah.
That was kind of the key to it, because obviously, like, I had an Xbox.
We also lived in an apartment that had really, 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 really bad internet.
one megabyte upload. Okay.
Oh, God.
It was impossible. I had to upload a video. It took 4 days just to upload to YouTube. It was horrible. But yeah, so we got that one. Yeah.
Then like the following summer, I think it was season 9, and I bought it.
Yeah.
And
We've
I
got-
really enjoyed it, but like we wasn't really consistent until it hit
The Marvel.
chapter 2,
Yeah.
and then
Marvel season.
the Marvel
was-
season. I think that was chapter 2, season 3.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Or 4. It was
4, yeah.
But yeah, because it was all Marvel, and then the next season you had the Mandalorian, and the next season was all like the like the dinosaurs. And stuff.
That's when I feel like the game definitely tipped over to the fact that there's going to be more licensed things in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more in that metaverse of like, we have Indiana Jones, and he has a Ghostbusters backpack, and you're riding a surfboard, and then an Aquaman's in the game, and yeah, like it's absolutely weird
Carnage
and wild.
and Venom and
Carnage, Venom, Doctor Strange,
horrible.
Moon Knight is also now in the
I mean,
game as well.
It all started with Thanos, when they brought the Thanos.
That was
thing
incredible.
to the
That's
game,
awesome.
like that Thanos LTM that they had.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
man.
Fortnite's been ruining my nights. Still, I'm actually level 60. I'm just trying to get to Darth Vader, so that way I also have that. You're now also stopped recording your screen.
What did I press?
Hey, you know what, Matt? Let Papa Matt take care of it.
Nah, all good. So I'm actually going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the games that I've been playing. I've been playing a little game. I don't know if you guys heard about it. It's called Pokemon Snap.
What year
Never
is
heard
this?
of it before.
Never heard of it.
Wait, the new one or the old one?
The old one.
Okay.
Even better.
Poke-
Even better.
Mario really pulled 2020 Sly energy where Animal Crossing, the new one, came out, and I said, I'm going to play Animal Crossing on my game in my GameCube.
Yes.
Is the new Pokemon Snap just not good? Is that
No,
what
I just
it
I
is?
didn't want to pay $60, and so
fair.
the thing is, so I paid for because I got it discounted the year's worth of the extended version of the Switch library, where I can get the NES, the SNES, and now the Nintendo 64 games. Pokemon Snap was recently added to the N64 games, and honestly, I was over the moon. As a kid, I loved playing Pokemon Snap. I've always was the game that I rent at Blockbuster that I would actually bring in, play, but I would never finish. So I've actually never finished that game. I actually didn't even remember the concept of how to even progress in it. And so the fact that it came to the Switch, I'm like, all right, I'm going to give it an honest chance to like figure out this game. It's honestly the easiest game to figure out. You just take pictures. That's all you do. But there are some puzzle elements that are actually kind of cool. But yeah,
Why do I feel like old games felt like they were really, really complicated, but now that you play them, we're like, man, this is not really complicated at all. There's not much to this game.
No, there's not much. I'm just young and dumb. Like I'm also playing Final Fantasy like on my off time, and it's actually not that difficult. Matt, of course, threw it away in the trash when he played the demo disc. But Pokemon Snap,
Burn it down, send it back to Satan. That's what
I remember that demo disc too. I remember the Pizza Hut demo disc as well with Final Fantasy VII.
Oh man, listen. I didn't own games. I just owned the demo disc.
Yeah.
All right, snuck into a dumpster, found the box with it.
I remember getting Cinnamon Toast Crunch and getting a demo disc out of it for like Monopoly or some shit. Right?
I mean, I love Fusion Frenzy. I've never played the real game. I've only played the demo on Halo, so that's all that matters. But yeah, so after 27 years, I finally beat Pokemon Snap. I made it all the way to the credits, so I finally know how that game ends.
So you used to get it at Blockbuster, you said, right?
Yes, I get at Blockbuster.
Did you do the stickers? Did you ever get them printed off?
No, the Blockbuster by me, they didn't have it. So back in the day, you could actually get your photos printed at the Blockbuster, and sadly, no, I did not.
Same.
But because of the power of the Switch, I can get them printed now because all I have to do is screenshot them, and then boom, now I could just post them all over my wall. So
on Instagram, it's digital photos.
Higher terrible resolution, which is fantastic.
Our camera might die, guys. So
that's
it's
okay.
Not really gonna die, but
that is okay.
But you guys do have that. You guys do have the big thing on there right now, movie recording.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want. If you want to find a still image of yourselves, I will just put that there if you want to. Just like a family photo. That is fine.
When it happens?
Yeah, when it happens.
You want me to like send it to you? And,
yeah, just go ahead DM it to me on Discord. But even so, I love the game. It does make me want to try the new one because I want to try out obviously all the new creatures as well. So that was my time with Pokemon Snap. I'm actually going to go ahead and move on straight to what we've been watching because there's a few things that we actually have here as well. Guys, tell me about Bob's Burgers movies because I know nothing of Bob's Burgers whatsoever.
Well,
I know
Mario,
that Fiona. I'm going to say it, Fiona is a big fan of Bob's Burgers.
Yes.
Maggie, why don't you take this while I send this picture real quick?
Oh great. Am I timed this time?
You got 15 seconds to tell them about Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers is a Fox TV show. It's a cartoon. It's, I think, made it into its 10th or 11th season. I can't remember.
Oh, it's been on for a real long time now.
Yeah. I've watched it more than he has. I've been slowly trying to get him to watch it, but I think he's seen enough to understand it, especially episode 100, because they do a musical. And
okay.
Is that the one where he's stuck on the toilet?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, like, this movie is kind of like that. There it goes again.
I got it.
That's fine.
There is a bar that comes up every now and then that starts counting up.
I've been watching them like, why?
Why are you doing this now? Does this happen during recordings for your show?
No, because we use our phones.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, this is.
Don't worry, I already have the fix, so it's all good. I'm gonna put this picture. In the meantime, what is the general premise? It's just people own a burger shop, right?
Yeah, Bob Belcher owns a restaurant. He sells burgers. That's what he's always wanted to do all of his life. And he has a wife named Linda, and he's got 3 adorable, weird children. Tina's the oldest, and then I think it goes Louise with the pink rabbit ears, and then Gene. He's the baby. And pretty much the movie is just following them. They're having Bob and Linda's trying to figure out bank problems, and the kids are having
Seeing our phone.
the kids are having typical teenager / preteen problems during the summer, trying to figure out who they are and stuff.
There's intrigue, there's mystery, there's
Yes.
death and famine, musicals and
Yeah,
crying.
there's songs in it. Matt pretty much listens to one song, I'm pretty certain, at work for so many hours.
I'm just gonna
straight.
tell you, listen, if you're looking for a straight banger, that's what the kids are calling them these
Oh,
days,
my
right?
Lord.
There's a song called Lucky Ducks, all right? You put that 2-minute song on repeat for 4 hours, you're gonna get some work done, all right? That's where it's at, let me tell you, all right? But yeah, it was free on Hulu, so that's our review.
So the movie's now on Hulu right now, actually.
Yeah,
Hulu and
and
HBO.
HBO.
Oh, okay, good. I actually did not know that. That's kind of cool.
It's good enough. Like we were talking about it, how a lot of the cartoon movies that are based off shows, how they usually try and go a little bit bigger than like what the show is. Like I don't know if y'all ever watched the Doug movie, but like
Kind of reminds me.
Doug, he he writes in his journal, he's got a crush on Patty. And then in the movie, it's like, oh, the government's here to capture a monster from Lucky Duck Lake. And it's like, what are you talking about?
What are you doing?
The Simpsons are under a dome. Recess is getting abducted by aliens. Like that was
Bob's
just,
Burger
yeah.
stuff reminds me of like Family Guy, right? When they went to their movies and stuff like that. It's just like it feels like it's like a long episode, but the budget is just a little bit more. Just a little bit
Yeah,
more.
like you could tell that definitely had more money in their pockets this time around because like the shading and shadowing on their faces and stuff. I was like, this looks so pretty.
They were moving at 24 frames a second instead of 15 frames a second. That was
Yeah.
There you go. Is it something that you would recommend as someone who could just start to watch and set it and then jump into the show, or do you feel like people actually should watch the show before getting into the movie?
I think. Well, you say.
For me personally, probably just a few episodes, just so you can get to know some of the characters a little bit better, because you're pretty much thrown into the fray in the movie.
Yeah, the movie just it feels like
just picks up like a TV episode.
Yeah, and it kind of drags on near the back half of it. I mean, it's good if you like the show already, but I wouldn't introduce them like this. I would actually say start with episode 100 because it just kind of encompasses the entire tone of the show.
Gotcha.
And then if you like it, go back and watch all of it if you
Yeah,
want to.
I
But
think
if you don't like 100, you're not going to like any of the rest of it.
No.
I think my issue with the Simpsons movie is that really that movie appeals to people that love the Simpsons. And if you do just watch that movie, I don't think it's again, it's just a family doing wild and crazy stuff, but like there's just so much history that's so loved in that movie that it kind of makes sense to actually have a somewhat understanding of what the show is kind of like before watching it. However, there's some really great grads in that movie that still are fantastic. Spider Pig is still one of the best jokes of all time.
Yes.
That's cool.
Does whatever a Spider Pig does.
I know that Fiona, of course, definitely has talked about the show before. It's just generally on a show that I watch. I don't tend to watch a lot of these sort of like procedural cartoons, these like 20-minute shows anymore. Like that was very much like when I felt like I had time, like after school or something. But I might watch the movie and just start there, and then just see if I get the taste for it, literally, because it's murder. So that's cool.
Well, there's some good music notes in it at the beginning, so you'll at least walk away 20 minutes in and be pretty happy with it.
I love that I just corpse slide. I thought that was funny. Speaking of exquisite tastes, let's talk about The Boys. Tell us, have you been caught up on The Boys, Harv? Because I know that you were watching it not that long ago.
It's a great question. I have not, but I did watch a TikTok clip.
Oh, no.
No. It was Soldier Boy, Jensen Ackles.
Mhm.
He was singing
Oh, got
in
it.
one of the episodes.
Yeah. So you know how in like
And
Captain.
apparently, this song is very big on TikTok.
Yes. It is.
And I was very surprised because I was like, I don't know where this song is from, and then I saw the actual clip of where it's from.
the actual Blondie clip. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, huh. Okay, I do need to watch it because I love Jensen Ackles, so I know he's in the new season.
Yes.
I don't think he's gonna be in the show anymore, but like,
No. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Never say never. Yeah.
but I am excited to watch it because he's one of my favorite actors because of Supernatural. I'm not caught up yet, but gonna be at some point. Hopefully.
Got you. So I wanted to preface that so that way they know not to spoil things because are you guys all caught up with season 3?
Yep.
Yeah, we just wrapped it. Was it last weekend?
Saturday.
Yeah, we started it. I think the week before.
Got it.
The whole series.
The whole series. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your excuse, Harv? All right. Where's your? They did the whole series in like a week. What's going on with your camera?
What is my excuse? I you know what? Come back to me. I'll figure it out.
All right, thank you. What did you think about season 3 overall, without obviously general spoilers, but any general impressions?
I mean, I couldn't believe that they were dead the whole time. That really, I'm kidding. That's a spoiler joke I do every time. But no, I loved it. I think we ranked it. We rank just everything because it's fun. So like we've been ranking all the summer things that have come out during the summer against each other, which has put like Father of the Bride and The Boys in the same list. So it's wild. Okay, new Bluey episodes will be on there. But I think we put it number 1, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
It's so good. I mean, it's just well written, well acted. I was afraid. I was afraid that it might be a little too much. You know?
It toes a line for sure.
Yes. I dipped out of Walking Dead back when I think his name's Negan, like when he first showed up.
Sure.
And the whole all that Glenn stuff.
Yep, that's exactly what I left.
Yeah, I was like, I can't. I felt bad for like 4 days after it, man. I was like,
I felt relieved after. I was like, oh, thank God it's off my list now. I feel like the show just kept on getting worse and worse as we progressed. And then the Glenn part was the tipping point. That was it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you know what? You guys don't even want me watching this show, so I'm happy. I'll leave.
I always inevitably was eating dinner when I'd watch it too. So like I'm watching Glenn eating a pizza roll, and it's like, no, this isn't gonna work out.
So funny.
Pizza roll squishes.
Funny enough, Funny enough, that is the same point in the comic book I stopped reading it because I just couldn't handle it. In the show,
it's dark.
Yeah, in the comic book, I think it is done very expertly well. So when it came into the show, I did watch that episode just so I could be like, how close was it? I feel like, the show had a certain peak, and I just don't know if it ever got the groove that it really needed to be because it just felt monotonous. And so that's why I enjoyed a show we're going to talk about later with zombies in it, and I'll talk about that not for Opsum. So, but yeah, I'm glad that this is not in the same vein as that, even though it can be very much so. But no, I think
definitely. I told Maggie it kind of feels like a Final Destination, where it's like it's over the top enough to where it's almost comical.
Yes.
You never feel like super bad about it, because it's almost funny how just ridiculous it is.
Yes.
But I mean, it does still obviously pack a gut punch a lot of the time too. So it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
How many times I can't count that I had to hide or cover my ears.
I was getting the magnifying glass. I was like, let me see that a little closer.
There's only, I think, one scene, and I won't say much, but there's it had to do with someone wearing a bike chain. Is that enough context? There's a bike rack thing.
Yeah.
In a warehouse.
Yes.
Yeah, there's 2 people sitting in a chair. Okay, never mind.
It's okay.
No, it's all good. That's the only time in the show I've ever felt super tense because I didn't want nothing bad to happen to anybody on that screen, and that is the thing where I was just like, this show has got me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
The only other clip I've seen for the new season is it Homelander, right? That's the dude?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the dude. And when he's outside of a farm, he's going...
Oh, he's
one of those. Yeah, because that just became a meme in so many different places.
Yeah, Homelander's got a lot of good memes this week. He's got that one, and there's a meme where like people are cheering him on. He's like, "What the fuck? Okay, this is awesome, fucking awesome." So yeah, definitely, I recommend The Boys if you've not seen it. It does toe a line, but I think it never crosses it in a way that I feel like is unacceptable. The comics are garbage. Don't watch them.
Oh gosh.
Read them, actually. Don't read them. And then I've been hearing about this on Twitter all week. What is Spy X Family?
It's an anime.
Don't wake me up when she's done.
We really said Fee's not on the show this week.
We
gotta
need
bring
anime.
somebody else to hold down the anime corner.
There you go.
I just started actually this week. I think I made it to episode 5 so far. It's about a guy and he's a spy. And
What?
yeah, and his mission is to take down this one politician.
Oh.
And in order to get to this politician, he has to get a family. He has to get a kid.
I feel like I've heard this premise somewhere before.
You probably have. He has to get a kid. He has to get a wife, and he has to get this kid into a certain school because the politician's kid goes to that school, and it's all crazy. There's other details, but I don't want to give away too much because I really want Matt to watch it because to me, we've also been watching Alias.
Oh, okay.
So it reminds me of Alias because of the spy, because he does have many other aliases.
Oh, that's why it's called Alias.
And
I get it now.
and it kind of reminds me of like on the line of kind of like the vibe Inspector Gadget gives.
What?
No, I don't know why. I don't know why.
Next time, gadgets.
And like any of the like 60s like spa TV shows.
Gotta like Get
Yeah.
Smart. All those
it
shows.
kinda got
Mission
that vibe
Impossible.
to it, but it's not like really that comical in that way. Like there are funny moments in it, but like it's really good.
Does it treat
I
it more
really- I
serious?
really-
Like, is it based on like not based on reality, but based like okay, you know how like Death Note has a like reality to it, where it's world politics, it's this and that. Does it have that tone, or is it more cartoonish?
It's got that tone.
It's got that tone.
Because I was like, are they talking about Russia? But it's supposed to be like it's the one country that he's in is supposed to be like Russia, but I'm not sure what the other country is because it's made up countries or whatever. But
Sure.
you can really tell that the country he's in, where he's trying to get to a politician, it's supposed to be like Russia.
It's like it reminds me of Top Gun. Top Gun did a very similar thing. It's like it's very cold over there wherever this mission is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They don't say the name of the person though. That's cool.
Politician is rootin'.
The rootin' tootin' politician from the cold place.
There it is. There it is.
Oh man.
I've been okay. So Maggie, do you watch anime? Is that a big thing?
I get the vibe. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
When I can find the time, yeah. I have watched all of Fairy Tale in its entirety probably 2 times through, and there's a lot of episodes of it. Plus, I've also watched the first season of it a gazillion times, so I can probably press through it pretty good. It's probably my go-to, like when I'm like if I'm feeling down or anxious, it just makes me feel good. Just to escape and get away for a bit.
Look at all the pretty people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Us, exactly. Those guys could skate, let me tell you. Beautiful. All right. Where's season 2 at? Where's season 2 of Yuri on Us? That's what I want to know.
He can get passionate about anime sometimes too.
Let me tell you, if somebody digivolves into ultimate form, man, it is on like Donkey Kong, all right? Talking about Angemon, Angewomon. It's great. It's great.
Angelmon.
I tried to get it. I'm trying to get into anime. I just I've tried it multiple times.
Harv, have you tried My Hero Academia yet? Have you tried it?
No, I haven't.
so good.
I haven't.
It's so good.
It's
Well, that's
all
what-
right. Okay.
Oh God. It's so good.
I think you just got
you
the
know.
death stare there for a second. I am trying to. I think my chat was talking about going to Parasite. I think it was one of the animes they were talking about. So it's kind of like a thriller kind of type thing. So I'm gonna think about jumping into that and see how it is.
What's your favorite movie? Like
My
just
favorite
regular-
movie?
Yeah.
My favorite movie is well, can it be a trilogy?
Sure.
It's Lord of the Rings.
How dare you? Okay, never mind. I got nothing. Maybe fairy tale, I guess. Pff, I don't know. There's not that. There's no
fairy
anime
tale
that's
would
that boring.
be-
So I don't know.
No,
what you're into.
there is. What is there's that anime that's like found the girl in the dungeon or something, and it's like Dungeons and Dragons.
Beauty and the
but-
Beast.
No.
BR guest.
Actually,
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't.
yeah, I'll Google.
Quit.
I Google it. There we go. We got it. We got the quit. Yeah.
Only an hour into the show, and we've already got an I quit. from
I'm keeping a good pace. You gotta at least give me a fucking shout out there. I'll look it up later. But I was trying to type in "girl in the dungeon." I'm like, that should be not something I look up. I'm just
You
gonna.
can go on this, man.
I'm just gonna take that
That
out.
is a choice.
Fimo will be at your door in seconds, dude.
Next week I will not be here because FEMA took me down. Well, that is cool. I do try to get more into watching more animation. Right now, it is My Hero Academia is my new favorite thing. I do want to check out. Is it Demon Hunter? Is that the name of it? The guy with the green jacket, the green and checker jacket. That's whatever. It's one of those shows.
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer. I love Speed Racer. Actually, I grew up on Speed Racer. Love the movie. It's underrated.
It's all right.
Let's not start this, please.
Every where does it rank between like episodes of Golden Girls and like Schindler's List?
Like
Like
a 3. We did try and rewatch Speed Racer recently, and like 20 minutes in, I was like, my ADHD is just I can't handle this, man. It's like it's all over the place. I need to watch somebody talk on camera for 5 minutes about Spider-Man No Way Home being a soliloquy or something, like I just no, can't do it.
it is a wild film. So definitely, if you have not seen Speed Racer, it is a wild time. I remember I got free tickets to go see it. Someone was just handing them out in the theater. I wasn't even going to a movie that day. I was just walking by and I was like, sure, I'll go see it. I was in a room full of kids. I'm just like, I guess I'm watching Speed Racer. And sure enough, I loved it. I had a great time. When I met the Wachowskis, I actually said I love Speed Racer. So that was cool. Moving on from Speed Racer. Sly, I would love to hear. Actually, I would love to hear about Transplant. Please tell me about it.
Transplant is great. It's a Canadian medical drama. It's super Canadian. It's a medical drama. So if you like
It's
medical
Sly-ass
dramas,
show.
it's a Sly-ass show. Yeah. So I need to start re-watching season 1 along with JJ because for our Thirsty Thursday lives, I'm watching Bad Buddy, which is one of JJ's favorite shows, and JJ is watching Transplant. But in addition, the new episode this week, spoilers for Transplant season 2, I don't know what episode we're on. We finally got one of the biggest medical drama tropes, which is a crashed helicopter, and I'm so excited to see where it goes next episode. Transplant's like one of the best medical dramas because it really understands the genre, being very character stories, a way to tell very diverse stories in differing lengths, and they do it in such an engaging way. And if you don't mind medical dramas, I 100% recommend it. But also, it's a medical drama, so it has all those tropes. And so my favorite game is like, how far into a medical drama do we get X trope, and how far do we get Y trope and Z trope? So, I was just really excited that we finally got helicopter crash.
That's incredible. Sly, I thought about you the other day. Actually, well, first I'll preface, obviously, Sly is our resident. If the show has like a medical drama, police drama, firefighter, Sly's probably seen it. So you've watched like all of the Dick Wolf series, the Fire series. You've watched 911, and then of course now also Transplant.
Have only
Grey's Anatomy.
watched like half of the entire Chicago universe because I watched I have a spreadsheet. I watched up until I think it was like 5 of Fire, but I was also watching like Med, Police, all of them. Anyways, and then I just stopped and I haven't gone back. So I've seen like half of but yeah, I've seen all the Greys, Station 19s, the 911s, etc., etc. I love a medical drama. The Night Shift, Nurses, all of them.
The fun thing about those shows, obviously, it's they're shot in Chicago, and so you've probably seen corpses on the show that have been friends of mine, or you've seen my cousin walk in the background of a shot, or visiting my favorite restaurant that's no longer with us. So I love that that's immortalized.
I remember
in the show.
when I was watching the Chicago universe.
Yeah,
I was like messaging you and Frank, being like, where's this, or does this really happen, or is this accurate, or Frank will be like, here's insert person I know. It was great.
love it. Okay, and then I think I know what this is, but tell me about Motherland Fort Salem. Is this a spinoff or is it part of a main series?
I don't know. It's a Hulu original. Because
it sounds like a spinoff.
Quotes I've ever said. I don't think so, but I could be completely wrong. But yeah, it's a Hulu original show. As I said on We'll Throw the After Party when I explained the show, it's gay, it's witches. That's the gist.
You just told Maggie.
But this week's episode, we got more story. There's a character on Motherland Fort Salem, whose name is M, played by a non-binary actor, and we got a little more story with them this week. So that was really exciting for me to see a queer actor playing a queer character in a queer story that didn't feel bad to consume, right? Like it felt good to see, which is still a rarity.
If I'm not mistaken, I've seen the premise for the show because it would play as a commercial when I go to the movies. Is the premise that instead of during Salem times, where witches were obviously burned at the stake and stuff like that, they just helped to fight the Civil War or something, and then like became like an actual like fighting force for America? Is that what this is?
Basically, so during that time, instead of having the whole trials go through or whatever, they worked in conjunction with the government, so all witches, once they hit a certain age, are conscripted into a military branch that is all witches.
That is awesome.
That's
so
awesome.
we have the Air Force, we have the Marines, and the Witch Force. That is incredible. So I saw the premise of the show like in one of those previews, and I was like, that's actually kind of cool. So how long is this?
Gay.
That's fine. How long has the show been going on? Do you know? How many seasons are there? Actually?
It's currently season 3, and they're usually about like 10 episodes.
Oh,
a
okay,
season,
so
if I
smaller
remember
seasons?
correctly. It's summer season, so yeah.
No, it's very cool. Yeah, it's a show that I actually would like to take a look at. And then, of course, you've been watching more Bad Buddy, which is a show that you said your friend of MC University, JJ, is his favorite show. Is that correct?
It's up there. But yeah, it's a Thai BL. I think I've talked about it on the podcast.
You did last week.
Previously. But yeah, nonlinear storytelling, rivals to lovers, Thai drama, I don't know what's going on. Legitimately, like I have no clue, but I'm having a blast.
When you say
so much fun.
rivals to lovers, were they like rivals in like when I think of that, I think of like a sport. Are they like a rival in a sport of some sort, or like academia, or
I think of Gary Oak and Ash.
yeah, Gary Oak and Ash is a great comparison.
I'd watch that, man.
I was like, fuck, all right.
It's like an actual like enemies to lovers, and not like they're mildly antagonistic towards each other, and then they fall in love or whatever. So it's like a family feud. It's kind of like
okay.
West Side Story version of Romeo and
I
Juliet-ish.
see.
But there's academic feuds, there's a music feud. I think JJ said there's something sporty coming up in the future. I haven't got there yet. But yeah, they're in different departments at college that have a rivalry, and they also have this like familial rivalry. There's lots of rivalries happening simultaneously.
I just love it's like they have simultaneous like, okay, we're fighting about doing good grades, sports, but you know we also may want to fuck each other later. So I like the dichotomy of like fuck you, but also fuck you. So
The best rivalry.
Yeah, basically.
that sounds really good. So that of course
That's
is,
like a shirt.
Gary.
so that of course is Bad Bunny. Where can you find the series? Is it like on Hulu, Netflix?
YouTube.
Oh, that's right. You said that last week. YouTube. So there you go. How many? Do you know how many episodes a season? Like, is it just a YouTube
There's
channel that's doing it?
One season. It's a Thai drama.
Okay.
So it's a Thai production. I don't know how it airs there, but it's posted on YouTube. It's one season, 12 episodes long.
Officially, or is it like a fan rip? Like that's just
Officially.
Wow. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. The fact that is an option that you can just watch the entire series right there on YouTube. So not bad. I'll go ahead and now talk about some of the things that I've been watching before we get into our main topics. I watched a little movie called The Black Phone. It is a horror movie written by Joe Hill. It was a short story in a collection of short stories. I think it's called like 21st Century Ghosts. I think that's the name of the actual book. But it is directed by Scott Derrickson, written by him and Robert Cargill. It is a horror movie set into like the 70s, where there's not a whole lot of technology and kids were bad, like Bad News Bears bad, where they like curse and like beat each other up, and it's fucking awesome. And except parents were also parents and overworked, and might have been a little bit freewheeling with the alcohol at night, just not being the best parents. The premise of the actual short story is, or the movie is, kids are being kidnapped. This is also during a period of time where there's no cell phones, right? So kids just wander about and then they end up disappearing, which apparently was like a big thing in the 70s. I wasn't aware of that, but I looked it up earlier. So there is some sort of like somewhat tied to like actual events. It stars Ethan Hawke as the grabber, who of course is sort of your main villain. He steals a kid. Yeah, steals a kid, and then in the basement, there is nothing but just a mattress, a bunch of blank walls, and a phone. And the phone is disconnected. It's cut, but it rings. And when he answers it, he hears the voices of the dead, which are the previous kids that were in that room. That is as far as I'll go as to describing the rest of the movie, because it's pretty intriguing from there. If you like Stephen King stories, this is no different. It's very similar. As a matter of fact, I'll probably describe this movie as The Shining meets Saw. The Shining meets Saw in a weird way. Not as violent as Saw, but in terms of being in a closed room. There is some interesting things that they do. Oh, hold on. Got to fix just for that. And we're good.
Good job.
And of course, the main cast, which is primarily kids, other than Ethan Hawke, who comes in and puts on a wonderful, terrifying performance. The kids are fantastic. They play like realistic, shitty 70s kids that you have to root for because fucking people stealing kids is creepy. I do think that the movie is maybe, how can I describe it? There are certain things in the later half that I thought that could have been a little bit cleaner, but I think overall it is probably one of my favorite movies of the year as horror movies. So if you guys have not, oh, you guys are back. If you have not seen, if you've not heard anything, then by all means, check this out. It was in theaters. It's already on VOD. So not a whole lot of people are watching it, but I do think it's definitely worth your time. I think the rental is still like those $20 VODs. I would probably wait till it is $4.99 or available on some type of service. But if you want to go to the movies, this is not something that I wouldn't miss out on. Honestly, it's a good double feature, I would say, with the next movie that I'm about to talk about. So definitely, if you like horror movies, check out Black Phone. I think it's pretty fantastic.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The next film that I watched, of course, is new Jordan Peele joint, Nope, which, of course, if you watch Get Out or Us, this is the third movie that he has done. It has Keke Palmer in a major role. It has a returning actor from Get Out. I don't want to say his name.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Thank you for saying it because I was afraid that I was going to butcher it. It has, obviously, Stephen Ewan as well in here from The Walking Dead. We talked about him earlier. And a few other actors who I actually are not familiar with, but they're really good in the movie. But essentially, without spoiling much, it's something in the sky. I don't want to say nothing else.
I mean, they've in their trailers they've shown what it is already.
No, they haven't. I
mean, they've shown what like the.
So before you say anything, they are going to go see it tomorrow, and I don't know what they know.
Okay.
But even the trailers that I have seen, they have not shown what it is.
The latest trailer, I think they have.
I've not watched the latest trailer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
For
they have.
God's sakes. I've been on media blackout.
But even so, if you
That's fair enough.
if you've seen the trailers, there's still stuff there that's honestly.
Oh no,
like, a
100%.
surprise.
Yeah, no, that's not. I just mean like, I think like the premise of the story. I think I already know kind of what the premise is because what Nope means.
Mm-hmm.
But there's probably more shit that's in the movie that.
Yeah, there's a few other things in there that I think add to it. But the major thing, the major emotional, the major feelings that I think that you'll get out of this movie is that it feels very much like a traditional horror movie or movie in the blockbuster sense from like the 70s. What I mean by that is it's heavily Spielberg. Take that for what you will, which movies I'm referring to. But otherwise, I think that this is a really cool sort of simple story that they don't have 20,000 locations. There's not 50,000 cuts. Things are not exploding all the time in the movie. But I think just telling the simple family story along with this sort of, scary sci-fi premise, I think goes a long way. Do I think they nail the ending? Personally, for me, no. Do I appreciate the movie for what they accomplish? Yes. So I do want to say, if you want to see stories that are, focusing, multicultural casts, Jordan Peele has been the best in terms of being able to flesh out these wonderful stories and have people that are featured. Keke Palmer is now one of my favorite people ever. She's so fucking funny in this movie. And I can't wait for people to actually start quoting some of the lines in this movie. And I feel like when you have a good movie is when there's going to be lines that are quotable. And I think that is going to be a big, big thing for this movie. So
I'm excited. Let me tell you.
Yes. So
we're going tomorrow morning. We're going to watch it. This is like the only one that's like that I've been like, like the Marvel stuff. Of course, we went and watched, but like it's almost out of like necessity to not be spoiled. This one, I'm like actually looking forward to just watching it. So
yeah.
Can't wait.
They do some. There's I actually took a date to see the movie, and there was the one point in the movie they actually walked out, and then they came back, and I just looked like this, like I don't even know how to describe to you what happened, And the only I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, I'll tell you that the end of that story when you see it,
Okay.
because it's pretty funny. I'm like, the only way I can describe it is blah 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 blah, and I was just like, it's so funny. But yes, so of course that is Dope by Jordan Peele. Please go to the theater, see it. This is also available in 40x. I don't know if it's worth the price of a 40x release, but hey, fuck it, let me know. I want to hear some backstories on people getting, blasted with air in this movie. There's quite a few air scenes.
That is exactly what I want when I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
I want to feel the probe,
Before we get to the general topics, I'll just say quickly, I've been reading X-Men comics. I've been getting really heavily into the concept of the X-Men because on MC University, we're getting back into sort of the timeline of X-Men, and then the new cartoons are coming. So I'm getting very excited. So I'm going to be reading more comics for X-Men. I don't know where to start. There's fucking too many X-Men comics. There's hundreds of thousands of issues of X-Men comics.
Start with the Inhumans.
Thank you. Yeah, the greatest X-Men's.
Yeah, the greatest.
Yeah. With that, of course, Sly, you've been listening to something. Go ahead, please explain what this is.
Yeah. So if you don't know, I'm a huge clipping fan. Which I feel like I talk about a lot, but people don't often know that about me. But there was a new clipping EP released. E3. Oh boy. There was a new clipping EP.
I'm getting
It's called
flashbacks.
Clipping. It's very good. Every time there's a new clipping, anything released, I am instantly transported back to like high school, driving in like my first car, windows down, back roads, blasting clipping albums. So yeah, it's just super nostalgic even every time there's like new music. It's great. It's Davi Diggs and some really cool people. But yeah, I was really excited to see their new EP drop.
Fantastic. I actually want to say thank you to Shared Screens also for joining us and giving us that rate. Thank you so much for everybody. We are, of course, Point in Progress. We are talking about fun topics. We're going to be talking about Resident Evil, and then Sly, of course, giving us some great music suggestions. So check out their full episode if you want to get that full conversation. But thank you so much. Okay, we're going to go to the top conversation themes that we want to talk about. If you have the people here that have not seen these things or played these things, feel free to ask us questions. Even though, we're probably going to go a little bit longer on these conversations. We'll try not to be, but at the same time, I think that's worth discussing. The conversational things, because these are all the connecting things that we've all watched. Me and Harv have been watching the new Resident Evil series. I don't know what Harv's general opinion is of the whole show. I'm already prepping for it. We are both Resident Evil fans. We've, of course, did PiP chat for Resident Evil 8, the video game. I believe he's played a few of the games on stream. I've played games on stream. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan from way back. I'm going to start with Harv. Harv, what did you think of Resident Evil, the TV show?
I haven't watched all of it yet, so I'll preface that.
How many episodes are you in?
I'm 3 episodes in.
Okay.
3 out of 6, right? There's 6 episodes?
That's enough to jump out.
Yeah.
That's enough to leave.
One thing I will say, Lance Reddick, he is the carrying weight of the show. He carries the show.
Yes.
If he was not in it, I think I would have bounced out after episode 1. I'd be like, no, I'm done. Like, this is what are we watching here? What are we watching here? But I like the premise of how the show is structured, how they go to the future, then they go to the past. It kind of keeps jumping between the two.
Yeah.
And I do like that a lot. And seeing him as Wesker is kind of cool, right? Like it's a neat thing. It's just everything around Lance Reddick is just not good. It's just not great. The writing is just not good. And I feel like it just they're trying to capture something a little. They're trying to use the IP of Resident Evil, but not going far enough. If that makes sense, I feel like they're not going far enough in the first 3 episodes. So I don't know how it changes the next 3 episodes. But that's just kind of like where I'm at with the show right now. I'm gonna finish watching it. I will finish watching the show because I'm already 3 episodes in. I might as well watch the last whatever that's left, right? So yeah, might as well watch it. But yeah, I'm not. I don't have high hopes for this show. But I'm gonna finish it though. I'm gonna finish it.
I have a really important question.
Of course, this is the part where you ask us questions.
How many hot ladies are there?
There's a lot of ladies. It's actually quite a bit of ladies. More than 10. I'll say more than 10. There's quite a few hot ladies.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
How many hot ladies will I want to step on me?
Listen, none of them are lady. None of them are Lady D. Some of them are children. No, I'm kidding. You know, the main bad guy. I wouldn't. No, I'm just kidding.
Valid.
So there was a tweet that came out that the showrunner wants to put Lady D in the show for like has it been renewed for a 2nd season?
We don't know.
Okay.
We'll find out.
He just says
I'm not holding off. I'm not holding off hope because I like Cowboy Bebop and no one fucking liked it, so we didn't get a season 2. So it is what it is.
I like the 20 minutes we watched of it.
See, there you go. That's exactly the fucking response I get from people. But you're quite, yeah. So they did say that they want Lady D in the show, if they could possibly do it. So, okay, I'll volley the ball over to me and I'll start. I have finished the show. There are things that I think are not good, but overall, it's definitely a watchable show. Everyone needs to stop being up in arms about it. And honestly, you're just taking clips out of context. And then I had an argument with Frank today about it. We talked a little bit. His whole thing was, it's like, why bother taking the lore if you're not going to be not doing the thing that people want? I'm like, what do people want? He wants them to just recreate the games as movies verbatim, as opposed to just like maybe someone expanding upon a story. And I understand that. Because the Resident Evil content that we've had outside of the video games, and I'm not including the animated stuff, we had the TV, they had the movies with Mila Jovovich and Paul Thomas Anderson doing an entire saga, rivaling only the greatest sagas ever, including Fast and the Furious and Step Up. That's right. X gonna give it to you. Step Up's a fucking fantastic series, and I will not hear any goddamn slander.
I have to. I'm contractually obligated to mention every time somebody brings up Step Up, go check out the fan fiction. All you gotta do is step. It's a 911X Step Up crossover.
Fuck.
It's brilliant.
Oh my god. That's great.
That's
It's what if Ryan Guzman's character in Step Up is also Ryan Guzman's character in 911? It's the best thing I've ever read.
That's fantastic. So we got those movies.
It is really.
No, that's fine. We got those movies, and then last year we actually got closer to, I assume, what people wanted, which was a retelling of Resident Evil 1. But also, it was a mashup of 2. It was a mashup of 1 and 2. And I had dumb fun with that movie, too. I honestly thought again, I love all those stupid Resident Evil movies. We take life too fucking seriously on this planet that we have to, like, make sure that everything has to reach a certain expectation. That I'm like, all right, cool. Sometimes I don't want to watch The Walking Dead and have miserable porn. I'm going to watch this fucking funny-ass zombie show that has a giant caterpillar as a.
Oh my god! When I saw that, I was like,
but like that's not out of the realm of.
When I saw the caterpillar in her head, I did not expect 5 minutes later seeing the big ass caterpillar. I was like, maybe we'll throw that.
That's called. That's called.
Wait for a little bit.
That's called Chekhov's caterpillar. I don't know if you know that.
Oh my God. You guys could have waited for one episode.
But
for it.
how awesome was it the fact they're like, yo, we're going straight gigantic in the first episode, and then they actually go even further from that. And that's what I really think is really cool. Is that it's like we're not just a zombie show. We actually have giant ass monsters, and that's always been a part of the lore of Resident Evil. They had giant fucking spiders, alligators in this, in the first game. So they've had a lineage of that. So it's cool that they at least expand upon it early on. Like unlike the movies, or it took like sagas to get to giant ass spiders and stuff like that. So I actually appreciated how far they went with that giant caterpillar. But
except it died in like 40 bullets. It just like died.
That was the one thing I'm like, okay, that took no effort to kill that thing. But either way, there are silly stuff like that. But overall, I think the story that is most intriguing to me, as someone who is a Resident Evil fan from the beginning and doesn't need to know all the details of stories. I just need to generally enjoy a series. Unlike Frank. I don't know why I'm picking on him. There's no reason for me to do that. I'm
He's
joking.
not here, so you can
That's
rag
right.
on him.
That's right. Fiona. So when it comes to okay, this is a spoiler for the games. It's been fucking 10 years, so you can know the spoiler. Wesker dies in the games.
Oh my gosh, what?
He dies in the games.
I'm kidding. I've never played Resident Evil. So.
This show.
How dare you?
This
You
show.
ruined my life.
He died. Yes. This show takes the lore of the movies. I'm sorry, the video games. So everything that happened in the video games happens on this show. But in the games, he's never had daughters, right? This is a whole new concept. And when this first was pitched, this was like, well, first of all, why would Wesker have daughters? When does this take place? It's like apocalyptic future is one timeline. It takes place in modern day, like 2020. It's like, what is this show, right? Chronologically, if you play the Resident Evil games, the first games sort of start in like 96 to 98. Then that's when the story kind of continues. They use all that lore in real time to fill the story gaps in the story. So you'd wonder in 2022, A, how does Wesker have daughters? And A, how is he alive? Right? That's the two major things that the show is sort of like the premise. And that is the intriguing stuff that they explore in the show. It's like, okay, answer that question. And I think that is a lot of fun. I think the way that they play with that, with your knowledge of the games, they play with things you don't know. And it's, I think, easily inaccessible for people that have never played anything. Those are the things that I think is what it's made for. And, I think that you can enjoy this as just like a crazy, wild, ridiculous action genre like show that you can watch, or you can be a fan of Resident Evil and enjoy it too, personally, because of the way they can introduce little details. Like they'll drop things of like, oh, you don't remember what happened in 89 or 98. And you're like, oh, I remember that. I know that reference. Some other little things that they snipple out there as well. I enjoy it. Plus, this is
you see that? Do you guys remember what happened to the police station with Leon? That was fucking wild, right?
Harv. They don't go that. They go come very close. But then there'll be things like the fact that the liquors are in the show, but they introduced them pretty early on. And honestly, this is the best version that I've ever seen them in any medium other than the video games. And it's so cool to actually see the things that I've been like. This show does the things that I want to see, but they just obviously it's out of context, out of time, right? So that's why I enjoyed the show. I know that people have their issues with it. I still think that it's an entertaining watch. It's not The Walking Dead in terms of like everything is dour. It is a little ridiculous, and I think that adds to the fun of the show.
I think the problem that Resident Evil has is that it doesn't know what it wants to be.
And I think that's exactly what it's supposed to be. It doesn't know what it wants to be.
At some point, you got to pick a lane, man. You got to pick a lane. Either you're going to be this or you're going to be that. I feel like you can't keep jumping back and forth.
Have you ever seen Rocky?
Yeah.
He fucking gets a robot like 4 movies in, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
that's right.
So it's like it goes from an Oscar-winning movie to like all of a sudden he's like fighting like his son's love, like that's the 6th movie. So it's like it is what it is, and I think that things can be wild and crazy. They do return to formula in the video games. I do think that this show has a tone, and there's a specific scene I'm going to describe, but I won't say who it is or whatever. There is a action scene that takes place where someone is doing gun kata against zombies while Jamiroquai plays, and it's the song "Feels Like It Should," and it's so bizarre but awesome that I was like, you won me over. You fucking won me over. You absolutely mad lads. You absolutely won me over. I just want to see what crazy shit you got next. And they keep dropping more lore stuff. And I'm like, okay, where are we going with the show? There's a reference in the show that is such a like, oh, that's a puzzle from the game. That is so cool. But
Does it involve 3 statues?
no, it involves a song that you play on a piano. And it's the same exact song. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
That's cool.
So, but yeah. Go ahead.
What you guys were talking, like, I think like Frank was talking about like remaking the games. I don't want them to remake the games ever, because I like the games. I like the way they are. I'd rather play the game than watch a movie of the game. The games are, the new Resident Evil games are pretty much a movie of the games anyways.
Yeah, they're very accessible.
When you look at it. Yeah, very accessible. They're very well done. The graphics are amazing on them, and it's all done in real time, and it's great. I just don't know. Like, as I watched this show, I was like, I still don't know what I would want from this.
Sure.
Do I want like a prequel to everything that happened, of maybe not even that, or like something that happens? I don't even know what I want. Like, that's the thing. I don't even know what I want from Resident Evil at this point.
Yeah,
because the games are covering a lot of this shit already.
Yes, the games. What I least enjoy at this, because like when I watched the original movies, and like after 2 they went to an apocalypse in the 3rd one, I was like, you jumped the fucking shark pretty far with that. At least they're playing with that idea of like, okay, we can still do that, but everything that in the lore of Resident Evil still applies. So I enjoy that. Mad Maggie, do you have any history with Resident Evil whatsoever? Any sort of lineage or anything connected to it?
I once convinced the Christian school that I went to watch the first one for Halloween.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was great.
Dude,
and I did not get kicked out. They accepted it, and they were like, "Oh Jesus, what are we doing?
Was it a censored version of it? Because the beginning of that movie, is just Mila Jovovich naked in a tub, like.
Hey man, things got wild in Christian school, let me tell you. All right. No, like honestly, I never really played the games. I think I maybe tried a demo of it on a Pizza Hut demo disc. I'm not sure if it was on that one or not.
Hell yeah.
But it was like the tank controls and like the camera angles. I just couldn't do it. As somebody that was like a 2D Mario person, I just couldn't wrap my head around that.
Sure.
So I never really gave it another shot after that. But the movies, I really enjoyed the very original, like the first movie that they did. The second one was fun, and then the third one, like when it got into like the desert and stuff, I felt like I was just lost. And so I just gave up. I was like, I don't understand any of this. I'm not going to try.
The fun fact about that is the Resident Evil games kind of went with that same trajectory a little bit. They just took a little bit later to do it. So like you got Resident Evil 1 was really good. 2 was amazing. 3 was like, okay, we're okay. It's not bad. Like, it's good, but it's not the greatest. Resident Evil 4, it's really, really good. Resident Evil 5 is like, what the fuck are we doing here? And then Resident Evil 6 is like, is this even a Resident Evil game anymore? What are we playing?
So this is my argument against Frank. It's just like fucking you could John Cena body slam people in the 6th one, and it's like, what, you want realistic violence? Like, and it's like, okay, great.
Guy punches a rock and destroys a boulder in Resident Evil 6. I think that's the one.
Just like, okay. You don't like every avenue of Resident Evil. Not everything is perfect. So that's why it's like, why do you hold something to such a high standard? But it is what it is.
So would you say that this show, like, tonally is closer to like the first movie, or would you say that they're pretty different?
No, I say it's more like the movies, to be honest with you. Like, if I had to actually pick a lane, it'd be more like the movies. But I just like the fact that they are at least honoring the interesting details of the games that are in this show and use that as a baseline. And so that's what I find interesting. So hopefully this at least interests you into checking it out, because as someone who likes zombies but don't necessarily like the Walking Dead version of like everything's grim all the time, sometimes we gotta play Jamiroquai and shoot some zombies up.
Yeah, me sold it Jamiroquai.
You just watch that scene over.
Caterpillar, I'll be honest.
The
giant caterpillar, like I'm thinking Mothra, you know? I'm like, that sounds amazing.
That's very close.
It was so I audibly laughed when I saw it, and I was just like, because she literally picks it up, because like it goes back and forth with time, and so like we're back in time. She's got a caterpillar in her hand, and like literally the next scene after, it's just a big ass caterpillar. I was like, you guys could have waited at least one episode to show the giant caterpillar.
So it's more than just zombies. There's also kaijus, and it's actually kind of cool.
Well, you just sold me.
The season ending
now,
is.
I'll see y'all later.
Hell yeah! See, sold a ticket. I'm very excited about that. Is that pretty much wraps it up for Resident Evil, you think?
I will say, at least the people that are making this show actually really, really do like Resident Evil, because like they're putting the nods in, they're putting all the stuff that most Resident Evil fans like. You know, you can have like touchstones and stuff, because a lot of shows that come out, the people that make them don't really know the source material. It seems like they know the source material, which is good to see.
Yes. Don't fall for the TikTok memes and be like, this show looks bad. It's bad, but like it's also enjoyable.
Also, before we get to the multiverse lab, has the Monster Hunter movie did that come out?
Yeah, it did years ago.
Okay.
It did.
Oh yeah.
It was like pre-pandemic. That came out a while ago. Probably 2000, I think. It was like it was in theaters. Yeah. So that concludes our conversation with Resident Evil. Let's talk multiverses, which I still think is just me and Harv. Have you guys touched this yet? It is available in certain avenues. Have you tried this game at all? Do you know what this game is?
This is the Warner Brothers fighting like Smash Brothers game.
It is a
yeah.
Warner Brothers fighter. Yeah.
I've wanted to check it out. It's just one of those things that it was like, well, we could, or we could play Fortnite or Candy Crush, or
Of course. There's quick
or go to
matches.
sleep. That's usually what we do.
That's
It's just
true.
Kind of like, let's take a nap. This sounds amazing.
So it has your two favorite things. It has a battle pass, and the matches are quick, so you can probably check it out.
I'm in.
Harv, are you
told me.
streaming this game? Are you streaming Multiverses?
I was streaming it. Yeah.
Do you have drops enabled? Does that work for your stream too, or no?
I don't know if it was working for my stream, but right now it is closed beta until the 26th. So right now streamers have drops. So if you watch it for an hour, you can get a drop for the beta. On the 26th, it's open beta for everybody, so everybody can jump into it. It is cross-play. It is cross-progression as well, from what I know. But yeah, this is a whole Warner Brothers. It's got like really randomly, it's got Arya Stark in it, which I did not expect from Game of Thrones.
Did you see you got announced today?
All right.
LeBron got announced today, so LeBron's in
Space
it.
Jam's
from
LeBron.
Space Jam.
Yeah.
Space Jam. Shaggy. You got Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. Harley Quinn. Jake is in it as well. They got some other characters and stuff in there too. But the game is a lot of fun. It is simple to learn, which is great. It's really only got like 4 buttons in the entire thing. It's got the 2 face buttons and then a dodge button. Really, that's all you really need to know. And depending, like in Smash Brothers, depending on which way you're doing it, you got smash moves, right? If you're doing it to the right, if you're doing it to the left, if you're doing up, down, all that kind of stuff, right? So if you know Smash Brothers, I think you're gonna really enjoy this game. One of my favorite things about this game is how much attention to detail they have between characters.
Yes.
So like Scooby-Doo will take like a jab at Batman about something, or Batman will take a jab at like at Jake or something like that. Just like something about like their franchise and stuff like that is really, really, really cool.
Yeah, just the general idea first before I talk about playing it. I've been excited for this game because I am huge Warner Brothers nut in terms of DC Comics, and then of course the fact that it has so many different properties like Harry Potter. The Cartoon Network can also potentially have characters that comes this way. I'm really hoping this is the character that I want to play the most. I really want to play as Tony Soprano one day if they put Tony Soprano in the game. I think it would be. They opened the door with
I
Arya
love
Stark.
that for you.
Please, I want to play as Tony Soprano. Of course. Demolition Man's also Warner Brothers movie. We'd love to have Demolition Man.
Oh my god, that would be insane.
Yes.
I would love that.
Or Simon Phoenix. I would love either or. That'd be so great. But yeah, I as a person who loves studios and history of studios, the fact that there is so much love with Acme stuff, Warner Brothers history, including like, for instance, they have levels that are mashups between some different properties, right? So there'll be Themyscira, but in the background they'll have like the Acme Tower, or they'll have like the city from Superman. I'm trying to remember what the name of the city was. But it's like, no, it's in the it's in a glass case. I'm trying to. Yes, there you go, Kandor. And then basically they'll have like, you can go to the Batcave and there's stuff. There's a Haunted Mansion level, and there's like different things that come out from like Tom and Jerry. And so some of the other characters in this are like Velma, Tom and Jerry. They're going to be adding Harry Potter at some point. They're going to be adding, I think there was something I saw.
Rick and Morty's coming in.
Rick and Morty. Yeah, Rick and Morty will, of course, be there. And yeah, they honestly can go literally buck wild with this. And it's, I think the fact that the game exists as a competent, somewhat, not successor to Smash Brothers, but Smash Brothers is like worlds beyond for like the sort of genre that they're doing. But I like that there's a game that I feel like that can at least expand upon it with this IP. And so I'm very excited about that. That being said, when I tried to play the game, and me and Harv have different experiences on it so far, and
opposite experience,
and hopefully it's fixed. I enjoy the game. I enjoy the gameplay. I think it's actually kind of fun. I completed the tutorial. If you do that, you unlock a character, and so that was a lot of fun. I was like, okay, I can get these controls. I played a couple matches. I leveled up. Fantastic. If you level up your characters, they have like different skill trees, like sort of like their own little private battle passes, and then of course there's a grander battle pass that you can buy. However, after only like a certain point, every match that I would play significantly after that would disconnect in the middle of the fight. So every single time that I'm like, I'm whooping this man's ass, I'm doing a fantastic job, and then disconnect. I'm like, okay, great. All right, it's a game that you can only play online. What I mean by that is, as of right now, if you do online matches, obviously that's online. There are bots you can fight against. You can only play that online. You can't play that offline. So that means that in the middle of a bot match, I got disconnected.
What the heck?
Yes. Training, I assume you can play. But I want to actually play and level up my different characters and stuff like that, because I want to unlock all the fun little collectibles. There's different costumes and all that, so it's really kind of fun. And sadly, I can't do it. Now, that was one day of me playing it, me trying to really try and like get into it, because I've been waiting for this product, and for me, I haven't been able to enjoy it really. So I'm hoping that either later in this beta, it's a little bit better for me. I know that Harv says he has not run into those issues, which breaks my heart. So I'm hoping, and I did it in 2 different consoles.
What are both of you playing on?
I'm playing on Series S and X, so I've been able to do it on both.
I'm playing on PC.
That could be the rate.
So yeah, I played on PC. Yeah, I ran into some lag spikes here and there. Like I think I played about like 40, 50 matches, and I think I ran into lag spikes maybe in like 5 of them or so. So like the online infrastructure is actually really good in the game. I think it's really, really done well. This is a free-to-play game too, so when it does officially come out, it is completely free-to-play. So that you don't have to like buy the game or anything like that. You just have to download it. Obviously, there's a battle pass. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I like there's a lot of team aspect to this game too. So like they do a lot.
That's Godzilla. He's
He could be in the game. It's a Warner Brothers product.
Yeah, there we go.
Literally, this mic stand, man. Now, of course, now it's not actually gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful.
But yeah, no, there's got the co-op, not the co-op, like the 2v2 kind of type thing is
yes.
like one of the main things where characters can kind of like work off each other, like pull people back on the stage, heal them a little bit, or like taking like status effects off of people and stuff like that too. So the 2v2 is a lot of fun. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I think this is a game that I'll probably put a little bit more like time into, a little bit more hours into, and see how it goes. And then if they start adding new fresh characters and stuff like that, then it's gonna be even better.
Yeah, I'm excited to play this on stream and hang out with everybody, and I feel like everyone can get their characters that they like. There are different accessibility options in terms of like how you can change certain things for the controllers, as well as how things look on screen, right? So I changed my color of my character because I prefer a specific color so I can see them better versus fighting against 4 other characters. So I think that they do a good job there specifically. I just really hope that the experience as I go along and play on console, because so far this is my experience on console that I'm having these issues on PC so far. Because I've also been watching, because the only way to get your stream to get access right now is you have to buy the Founder Pass, which gives you early unlocks, or watch a stream for an hour. You just have to watch people playing it for an hour, and then you get a code that you can just unlock the game. But in order to do that, the game has to play. And so far, I haven't been able to play the game. So those are my major gripes as of right now. I'm sure that hopefully near close to launch, there'll be more improvement there.
Has there been any word on if they're going to add Meg Ryan from You've Got Mail?
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
You've got mail. She just sends emails.
Straight up. Honestly, because LeBron just has a basketball he throws at you, so why not? Tom and Jerry, the cool, and I love how the little attention to detail, like Tom and Jerry, like they fight each other, and that involves doing damage to the other players, which is such a cute little little thing. So
I love the idea of it for sure. I mean, mixing Warner Brothers, like you said, has all these great characters that they can just throw together.
Yeah.
So I mean, the idea of seeing all of them mixed together, I'm definitely one for just throwing a bunch of IP in a blender and making something. Like I really enjoyed Space Jam 2.
Yes.
Even though it's not great, but it was just fun seeing all of that, you know?
Exactly. That's literally like the movie that shows you like these are all the characters that could potentially be in the game, and it's actually kind of cool. I'm actually looking up to see if a specific movie was done by Warner Brothers, and if it is, oh boy, please. Ace Ventura.
Speaking of,
Pet Detective. It is oh my God. Warner Brothers. Yes. So please. How about the mask?
Animals.
Dumb and Dumber.
All
Everything.
the animals just come in. Yeah.
Stampede of animals.
Oh my God, that'd be so great. But yeah,
He could like speak through his butt and like
100%.
gas attack. He's Wario. He's just Wario.
He's 100% Wario, and I want that desperately. But yeah, I'm excited for Multiversus. I'm excited for it to be available for everybody. Sly, is this a game that you will try? Because it's not a first-person game. There is a lot of motion on screen, but it's free.
I will try it. It's free. I don't know how long it'll last.
Sure.
But I like Smash. I can't play it for very long, but I like it. I have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
So all the Smash clones, if I have access to them, I'll try them. Like,
Yeah, the game is like a Smash. Like you have percentages, how you get thrown off the screen exactly the way in Smash, how they do it and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So like it's pretty much a Smash clone, just kind of masqueraded as a Warner Brothers game,
And
with a couple of different tweaks to it.
And I'm excited for them to expand upon it, adding obviously more levels, but maybe potentially it'd be really funny if you can do like different items, like in Smash Brothers, where it's like you find a wand and it's like the wand from Harry Potter, or it's Ron's wand from the second movie. It just does havoc, like stuff like that, like little weird inside stuff. I think they can really get into the nitty gritty. Just have Mad Max's car just run people over on a stage, like. Please, there's just so many things you can do. Obviously, different modes would be nice. Right now, it's only 4v4, 2v2. I would love for more people down the road.
Right now in the beta, they have 2v2 and free for all,
Which is
and
1v1s. Which is 4 people, though, right?
Yeah, it's 4 people.
Yeah. Down the road, maybe they add more. So
yeah, but you can do custom matches right now too, though. So you can make custom lobbies.
That's
and stuff
cool.
Like that while you're in the beta.
Yeah.
Would there be
breaking news.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, it's also the Storm Mercury game, so you have most of my attention. But this is the second quarter It just went to halftime, and the first quarter and the second quarter both ended with the teams tied, and that's just so impressive.
Oh, this is basketball you're talking about. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I knew exactly what that was.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I love you all. It is the last time Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi will play each other ever, and my heart is breaking. So
don't
I love
worry.
you all, but also basketball.
We're almost over the show. You'll be able to enjoy them in just a second. Matt, before I switch to the final topic of the day, Jenny, quick notes at the end there?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, and I mean, feel free if nobody has responses or anything, but
Dead silence.
If there was, Warner Brothers is obviously doing this. We've had PlayStation do it in the past, Nintendo. Is there any like other kind of big production company or studio that you all would want to see doing a similar thing? I mean, obviously, like Disney comes to mind. You could have Star Wars and Marvel, of course.
Yeah.
But anything, any others like Universal or anything else that you all would love to see?
You nailed it on the head there. I want a Universal game. I'm a huge fan of the history of Universal movies, going from all the way to like the old school horror movies back in the day with like Bela Lugosi's Dracula, Frankenstein. I think they're all just iconic looking, and so that can add a lot of things. Tremors is of course a series that they do. The Mummy is also something that I would love for them to do. They could do all three mummies. It could be Tom Cruise, Boris Karloff, and also Brendan Fraser. I would love that. There's a lot that they can honestly do. I would love a level that is just the boat from Jaws. I think that would be pretty incredible. So yeah, Universal.
I want to play Jaws, just like the shark just running back and forth.
That would be really funny.
It's more like Jabberjaw than Jaws,
Oh,
but.
God.
Hey, come here,
Jabberjaw could be in this game. So
I just want Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back. Give me that game back.
there you go.
That's all I need in my life.
it's good. It's good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go off to our second segment, which we been calling the patch notes, which we're gonna be talking normally about video game stuff, but San Diego Comic-Con is happening, and there's just too much that we could potentially talk about. So real quick, I did want to bring up some of the breaking stuff that has already happened, just so I can talk about that with everybody. If you haven't been following, which Harv, I think you said that you have not been looking, they had the Marvel Studios animation panel. So they talked about and showed off a lot of still images from the upcoming TV shows and what that new slate will be. Everyone's favorite show, What If, is getting a season 2.
For the audio listeners, I just did a very aggressive eye-roll.
It's gonna have, of course, new returning stories from previous characters are gonna be there, including Captain Carter is fighting against. Sly's hate for Captain Carter is strong. Fights the Winter Soldier, and I assume the universe that they do. So this will be the first time they interact. And a Hella story. There's going to be a story about what if Tony Stark was sent to Sakaar as opposed to Thor. So it's going to be him, Valkyrie, and the Hulk in that sort of story. So very curious of how they'll go with that. It'd be funny if they do like a recreation of the arena scene where Tony Stark is fighting the Hulk. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be good.
So we're getting another version of that, season 2. Some of the spin-off shows from What If are getting their own shows, including Marvel Zombies, which, some people enjoy the episode. I thought it was okay overall. They're going to be doing a Marvel Zombies is going to release in 2024, so we have a while to wait for. The things they did say is that it's going to be TVMA.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, supposed to be mature.
Very mature, so it's supposed to have a lot of gore. So it's actually going to be a more mature product. If you saw it today...
That makes me more excited for it.
No, 100%. If you saw it today, they actually gave Logan and both Deadpool movies are now the rated R titles on Disney Plus. So you can actually watch rated R content.
It took y'all that long. It took y'all.
It took us a while. It's honestly, they changed the rating for Daredevil in that, and then now they finally upped it because if I'm not mistaken, in Logan there's a random titty, so that happens.
Oh no, a nipple. How dare.
Oh no. There are going to be obviously characters introduced in the story of Marvel Zombies that were not in the last season, including all the new ones from Phase 4. So Shang-Chi, Black Widow's family, and some other characters. So very cool to see how they end up getting in the mix and or killed. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Of course, what? They're already working on season 3 of What If?
Oh, Lord. Wow.
Is this where I put in a shameless plug?
Go ahead.
So tomorrow, for all of our lovely live viewers, we'll throw the after party is happening at the same time as Marvel's.
Oh no!
So
are you live
we will
reacting?
be for the first hour of our show. Be live reacting. There's a drinking game we have all planned out.
That's
it's
cool.
going to be great.
I-
It's going to be wild. It's going to be chaos.
have
So
a
come hang out
question.
with us. Yeah.
Sorry, Sly. Are they live streaming their panels now? Is this happening? Because usually they're all.
I would say we're all live streaming Twitter.
We're live reacting to the Twitter.
Oh, okay.
So
gotcha,
what
gotcha,
we're
gotcha.
doing is
Okay, I was
we're
gonna be like, aren't they
doing
usually
our
very secret
show
about all
like
this stuff?
usual.
Yeah.
So we're doing our show as usual, and we have correspondents who every time there's breaking news on Twitter will be reporting to us, and you'll get our live reactions to all the Twitter announcements.
Yeah. So,
And we've all made our predictions in our drinking game. So every time Kevin Feige adjusts his ball cap, one of us will drink. Every time it's a bunch of silly things, but it's gonna be so much fun. So come hang out at After Party SHO on all the socials, live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok every Saturday night.
sounds wonderful. Continuing on with the Marvel studio.
I have
Yeah,
a
that's right.
random thing. Maybe
Yeah.
people will have more of a discussion. Why don't they live stream these things?
Honestly, that is a great debate that I would love to have with Kevin Feige, as opposed to why Hall H decides.
Just not even the Marvel
No,
stuff.
Comic-Con-
No, I know.
in general.
Go ahead. I think I have a theory.
So I have a lot of questions about that as well. I don't have any answers, but because I work PAX, right, and we have
Yes.
streamed theaters at PAX, and it blows my mind that Comic-Con doesn't, at least for the big ones, like the small Comic-Cons, like whatever, it's fine, but like the big ones, the name ones,
I think I know
at
why.
least should have like one theater streaming.
I think I know why. They honestly, Comic-Con for the whole year for San Diego funds everything. It fills the bars. It fills the economy over there. It's 100% the number one thing that people go to in San Diego, pretty much. So by taking that
But
access,
people will still go.
no, understandably, don't get me
Right?
wrong,
Like,
but
it's impossible to get tickets to. That'll still be the case, even if you're only streaming one. Like stream the Hall H, right? You're not losing people. People will still be clamoring for tickets.
understandable. I totally think that is absolutely true. I just think that their thinking is that there is a less likely to want to go if you can just get it all accessibly in a place where you don't have to pay for it. So go
I
ahead.
feel like the stuff that you want, that like, sure, it's like, in my opinion, it's like the E3 conferences, right? The studio, the Hall H stuff is like the main conference where you go to Microsoft conference, they announce a bunch of shit and they have a bunch of trailers and stuff like that. But it's the other stuff that you don't watch on stream, is like, the panels that they have with like different directors, where they have like like the 5 directors from like different genres, they all sit down on a panel and stuff like that, right? And
At
they
E3?
don't need to live stream that. Like there's, or like TwitchCon, for example, right?
Mhm.
TwitchCon, you have all these different panels that happen.
They have panels
that
at
aren't usually
TwitchCon. They don't have that
Yeah.
at E3. They
Okay, sorry, not
yeah.
E3. But like, yeah, so at like TwitchCon and stuff like that, they have the panels. They could have just not live streamed those, but live stream all the stuff in Hall H though, because that's where the announcements happen, right?
No,
that's
totally.
Where the trailers drop.
That's what trailers drop. But at the same time, I can say that it's one of their big appealing things is like people wanting to go there, and people will buy tickets just for the opportunity to get into that fucking room. And I feel like that is really the main point of it. There's other things, obviously, people want to go there for their comics and other collectibles, and a lot of exclusives are there also specifically. I just do think that a lot of what I see online is, oh my God, did you hear what happened in Hall H? Not, oh my God, did you hear what happened in this section of the hallway? Like, I hear nothing about that. I hear everything to do about this. Am I agreeing with it? No, I wish it was available everywhere, because I think that just honestly makes more sense. But I can maybe see from that perspective of like, this could potentially dampen the economy in a weird way if something that is exclusive is no longer exclusive. That's just my thought on it.
I agree
think
with what you're saying, Mario.
If we look at,
Oh, you
yeah, go ahead. I was just saying, if we look at like pre-2020 PAX, like PAX was, especially like West is my home show, right? And West sells out every year immediately, like less than 30 minutes. And we have like, what, 3 streaming theaters at West? So 3 different theaters, their entire day's worth of content you can get online. But people are still clamoring to get on the show floor, to get those experiences, to meet the people. And I think that that's the same idea with San Diego Comic-Con. It's about the experience. It's about being in like the artists area or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like catching glimpses of all these people and like having one theater, their panel streamed isn't going to take away from that.
No, I again totally agree with you. I ultimately think it's just a simple decision of just like, we don't want to. And it's a dumb decision in a lot of
Which
ways.
is fair.
Yeah, which is like in a lot of ways.
It's
but
their prerogative.
it's their prerogative. Matt, you were saying?
I was just gonna say, I think a big part of it is because Comic-Con has been established for so long that's why they're kind of stuck in this old way of thinking.
Yeah.
These newer ones,
Absolutely.
like exactly. Like it's, the more recent than when I think Comic-Con launched when Star Wars first hit theaters. I want to say back in the 70s. So I think they're just. Obviously, the people running it now are probably not the exact same people, but just that line of thinking since then, like it has to be exclusive so that we can get people here, and they're not really thinking modern day. We can stream it and still get people to be here.
Let's not forget, during the pandemic, they wanted to do during Thanksgiving. Do you remember that? They were trying to do, I think, San Diego Comic-Con, I think, through Thanksgiving, or was it Wizard World?
Yeah.
One of the two. They're run by the same people, if I'm not mistaken. So, they're not.
I remember how we had that discussion, yeah.
Yeah, I think that we did that. No, it was one of our beta shows that never released. I think we actually had that conversation. So we gotta release those, by the way. That was a while ago.
Do we have them somewhere? Those were some wild
They're the
episodes.
first uploads that we have on the channel that they're not released. So I'll think about it. Maybe just unlock them. Yeah. So I agree with everybody. And I think it's stupid. I wish I would want to see this because you can go to Twitter right now to Discussing Film, and they literally have just screenshots of screens of pictures that you can see. I would, you know what? I'm going to change my in the viewer so you can see what I'm looking at, because that's how I'm getting my information.
One of the most frustrating things is like getting a trailer that only people in Hall H can see, and you see a cell phone version of the trailer, and they don't release the trailer for another week or two. It's like, guys, just release the trailer online at the same time.
Yeah,
because you're gonna get it anyway. You're gonna see the leaks anyway.
Yeah, people are gonna be leaking them anyways. Why not just
You
release
might
the trailer
as
at the same
well
time?
get the hits from people watching the official rather than giving that away to whoever has the cell phone out.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like TwitchCon is also it's San Diego, right? TwitchCon is in San Diego this year?
I don't know if it's. I think so. Yeah.
It's that shit's gonna sell instantly. It's gonna sell out instantly, right? So I feel like San Diego's doing fine economy wise. I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Right. It's also California. I think they're fine as well. So I just
Are
don't-
they?
Yeah.
California, I hear stories. Doesn't matter. Let me run through. Let me burn through this, and then we'll go to everyone's gonna get like one prediction they want for this weekend, and then we'll go from there. Of course, we have X-Men '97 is officially showing off some stuff here. It is your classic X-Men lineup. This is sort of the art style that they're going for. It's very similar to the old style, but I can see little differences here and there. It could also just be the fact that someone shot this photo from their phone, so who knows? Of course, apparently there this awesome shot of fucking what Magneto's gonna look like in the show. And if you remember the ending of the original cartoon, he actually becomes a good guy, and Charles Xavier goes to space, and so he is leading the X-Men. So in this show, he is actually the leader of the X-Men, which is fucking cool. By the way, this comment right next to it says Bidman 95. Fuck you, Landon. I don't care about you. Just call some random stranger out on the internet. They also showed off some other characters, of course. It looks like Cable's going to be in there. Nightcrawler is back. All I care about is Morph. Bring back Morph.
Right? Where's Morph?
There's fucking Morph. It's going to release next year. I'm very excited. So, they're already greenlit a season 2. So, let's fucking go. With that,
Are we gonna do a MC University on that?
I'll fucking do it. I don't care. I love X-Men. Let's do it. The next show, and this I think is going to be our final talking point before I give predictions. They showed off the premise now for Spider-Man freshman year. It's a multiverse story. It's actually not a Tom Holland story from our universe. So it's its own universe. The premise is, you know, when Tony Stark showed up in Civil War to talk to Peter in his bedroom by himself, it was really weird. Instead of it being Tony Stark, it's Norman Osborn shows up. Norman Osborn is now his sort of mentor. In this,
He shows up in the bedroom.
he
by
shows
himself.
up by himself. That's right. That's right.
Creeping on the bedroom.
Just creeping on the bedroom.
Hello, May.
It's still
I'm somewhat a scientist myself.
somewhat of a scientist myself. Did you know that your hand is hot? Harry. Oh my god, I hope Harry's actually that character on here. This, of course, is technically the MCU's Peter, but it's going to be a diversion in the timeline, right? So it's going to feature a different cast of friends than the friends that we know of. This looks like these rambunctious teenagers right here that are going to go to school. I love how dorky Peter Parker looks like in this actual outfit.
I love it.
It's like straight out of the 60s.
Yeah,
No
so
good.
dig that a lot. Of course, it's actually going to feature Daredevil, which is going to be on the show, played by oh my god, Matt
Cox.
Charlie Cox.
That's the name. I was saying Matt Cox, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
Matt Cox or Charlie Murdoch.
Yeah, Charlie Murdoch. That's right. It's gonna have.
Maggie. All right.
No, it's all good. It's gonna have different suits in the show as well, and then the major
That
thing is
bit got reversed so quick. So quick.
oh, John, I'm almost done. Let me get it finished. And then the villains, these are going to be your villains. So Doc Ock, but it's going to be the MCU equivalent villains. So we'll see how the show ends up being. Anybody interested in watching Spider-Man freshman year? The fact that it's not MCU related is going to be okay. Cool. We got a head chick. I think that this show, I think all the shows, honestly, I'm excited for. There's not one thing here that I'm like, no, I won't check that out at all. So I think we're going to be solid. Any other questions before we move on to the final thing that I want to talk about? Fantastic.
I never watched X-Men.
Oh, you never did?
cartoon.
There's-
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you
I was
heard.
lame. I liked like Animaniacs and Tiny Toons.
I don't know if you
It's like,
heard.
when they did serious cartoons, I was like, this is a cartoon. Where's the anvil? You know?
I think you would enjoy
What
it
is this?
now because of how 90s it is. I think that's what it is. Because like the first episode is like Jubilee gets kicked out of her house and the first place she goes to is like a Galleria. And like it's got like an arcade. They blow it up because she has like fireworks powers. It's fantastic.
sounds
Sentinels show up. There's some great stuff there. Morph. And this little service called Disney Plus has the seasons. So please definitely give it a
Yeah,
shot.
and I heard they put it in the correct order now or something like that?
Something like that, because it was released
Yeah.
a little weird. So
Yeah.
definitely check.
I mean,
all
hey,
that out.
why not? You know.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be the final thing for the show, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Everyone, they're going to be talking about Marvel movies. They're going to be talking about DC tomorrow as well, and a few other things. By the way, that D&D trailer, fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it. It's really cool. It's Dungeons and Dragons meets Guardians of the Galaxy. It's really cool. What are your predictions? Chris Pine is in it. Yeah, it looks really. Fucking Michelle Rodriguez is a barbarian. Sign me up.
Brad.
Yeah, so I want everyone to give me at least one prediction. You're gonna have addendums to them. What you're expecting to see. You can talk about the rumors, but what do you expect to hear potentially tomorrow? What do you want to hear from tomorrow? Sly, as a resident MC University co-host, do you think about it?
I went through and made I had to write down all my predictions already.
Okay.
So I have them locked and loaded. My prediction is that I will cry twice. Once for an Echo something, once for an Eternal something.
Yes.
One of them will be good tears and one of them will be bad tears.
Yes. Actually,
I don't know which one's which yet.
the one little detail that I forgot to mention during the Marvel Zombies, they showed off zombie characters. And can you guess what Eternal showed up as a zombie? Fucking
Oh my god.
I will not. I'm gonna not.
Is Makari in it?
No, maybe they might be in here, but the zombie is related to the movie, and I'll tell you that later because I don't want to spoil it now for people who haven't seen Eternals. But it's really funny. I don't know how he.
Okay.
I don't know how he survives. But anyways,
Honestly, you can say any character because I don't remember any of their names. There's like 15 of them. You'd be like, yeah, Gloobity Glorp is the zombie. And I'm like, oh yeah, Gloobity Glorp. Yeah, he did the things. Yeah.
you're thinking of the
Love
X-Men.
GG.
You're thinking about the X-Men Goobity Gorp. He was in X2 Last Stand. So so your prediction is you're gonna cry because they're gonna mention either Echo, which is one of your favorite characters introduced in comics and also television so far, or Eternals mention for something. I'm praying because I'm also a fellow Eternals fan, so I'm very excited to hear that. So very good, very good.
Do you want to join the board? We have a Eternals defense board. The president is Marvel with Rid. Oh, love her. Big Eternals fan. Bunky, friend of We'll Throw the After Party. You know,
Is there a secretary?
hanging out, and I'm also on the board.
Is there a
We haven't assigned roles yet, but if you want to be the secretary, you can be the
I'll-
secretary on
I-
the Eternals defense board.
I would love to be a part of the Eternals defense board. I actually will defend that movie. So I think that'd be
Hell
hilarious.
yeah.
Fantastic. Harv,
Hi.
give me your prediction for tomorrow.
I want Phase 4 to make sense. After
Oh,
this,
okay. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
Let me finally see what Phase 4 actually means.
All right. I'm going to say this because this is the preamble before we all got together to do this podcast. Me and him were fighting.
This is why we were arguing.
So arguing earlier, okay? He says that, and then I asked him, "Oh, okay, great. What movie? So you saw Shang-Chi, right?" And he's like, "No." Did you see Eternals? No. Did you see Love and Thunder? No.
No.
Did you see?
I saw Multiverse.
Hold on. Did you see Black Widow?
But Black Widow doesn't count.
Yes,
Black
it does.
That's a
Yes, it does.
prequel movie. That's a prequel movie.
No. It's because it
before- Before her
introduces-
untimely death.
It introduces a character and multiple characters that are then shown later. So don't fucking tell me that, Harv.
I agree with everything you just said.
Yes.
Let me preface this by the reason why I haven't went to go watch
Harv. But Shang-Chi is legitimately an excellent movie.
No, that's what I've heard. I will.
Eternals is legitimately an excellent movie. Yes, you need them to understand Phase 4, but they're good movies. It's not like we're telling you to watch crap. These are some of the like pinnacle of movies
They're all.
in this universe.
Pinnacle.
Okay, thank you. Thank
there
you.
we go. Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
In
Oh,
this
wait, we can't be throwing out pinnacle of movies.
Like, whoa. But thank you for backing me up on that. So, go ahead.
Let me preface why I'm saying this, because like I think we got to the bottom of it because like the TV shows are so mid right now, like mostly all of them are pretty mid, that it kind of takes away from like the actual movies for me, because I'm not excited to go watch them in theaters. I think Matt was also talking to me. He's like, I gotta go watch these because I don't want to get spoiled, not because I'm excited to go watch them. I don't know if that's like a thing, right? Like I had to watch them because I don't want to get spoiled. I'm not excited to go watch some of these movies. I'm just like, I just don't want to get spoiled on them. But at this point now, I've gotten to this point where like I don't really care if I get spoiled now. Like I got spoiled on Love and Thunder. I got spoiled on what was the one right previous to that?
The Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, I watched Multiverse of Madness.
Eternals.
Yeah, that one I was genuinely excited for.
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Okay, so the Spider-Man ones,
Spoiler.
it was Shang-Chi. I already know
Shang-Chi?
what. Yeah, Shang-Chi. I already know what
Here-
happened to that movie and stuff like that. So
Here's how I know your argument was
But
bullshit.
It's beautiful.
This is how I knew his
I'll
argument.
watch it.
Hold on. This is when I knew this argument was bullshit about
It's
Phase.
on Disney Plus.
It's all on
No,
Disney
that's
Plus.
what I know. But the thing is, I'll watch it at some point.
Hold on.
If I ever get into the mood for watching it.
This is when I knew that his stance was bullshit when I said Far From Home, and he's like, that's part of Phase 4.
I don't even know what.
Yes.
You know what's also bullshit? You know what's also bullshit? I started listing. He's like, "That's the end of Phase 4." Then I listed another one. Oh no, that's the end
Okay,
of Phase 4.
you're not
And then I
wrong.
listed
You got me there.
Another one. He's like, "Oh, that's the end of Phase 4." It's like, bitch, you don't even know what that's the end of Phase 4.
Because I forgot about those movies. We were talking about after, because Wakanda Forever is this year. And I was like, that's the end of Phase 4. But then there's Fantastic Four. But then there's Ant-Man and Quantumanium. And then there's this one. I was like, oh, shit.
Marvels.
The Marvels.
Marvels.
I'm like, oh, fuck.
Blade.
When does this Blade? It's like, oh, shit. When does this phase end? So I think what I'm always trying to say is that there's a bunch more movies setting up potentially where they're going to go, which they already did in Loki and all that other shit, but you didn't care.
No, Loki is the one that I
know.
actually
I'm
think
kidding.
is the best one because it
We-
gave us. It gave us.
No,
a
I'm with
direction-
him. I'm with him. I like Loki too.
It gave us a
I'm with him. I
direction
love Loki.
of where we're kind of going with Kang
love
the
Loki.
Conqueror.
Yes.
Because I feel like Kang
Yes.
the Conqueror is
Yes.
somehow.
I loved it. No, I loved it. Harv, I'm with you on this one. Let's-
But say what you want about the show, it's that we introduced a villain, Kang the Conqueror, that didn't die in the show that he was introduced in.
Yeah, he
Because we
did.
know that Kang the Conqueror can't, but he can go through it because he showed us the multiverse of
Technically,
what.
they did kill him. Yeah, that's true.
But we know that there's different Kangs.
Yeah, we
right?
know,
that are part of the universe, and
Yes.
there is a Kang that is like trying to take over a bunch of shit, right? Like
Yes.
they kind of showed us what that was.
That's true.
But like it seems like every time we get introduced to a villain, every villain just fucking dies, dead.
I agree with you.
Dead.
I agree with you. There's a lot of that. They definitely.
People that are saying Gore the Butcher is one of the best villains that they had, they killed him off in the same movie. So like it's just like, I don't know what.
I don't know what his story would be though past the movie.
The difference is, I don't need another Thanos. I want compelling stories, and if you need to off your villain to tell a compelling story, whatever. But I don't know. I'm here for the character stories. I'm here for the Captain Marvels, the Shang-Chi's, the Eternals, the Miss Marvels.
Which Black Widow sets up a character that shows up in Hawkeye, which then also is connected to the Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is setting up this sort of Dark Avenger story that people are also doing. That if you don't see the key, the Thunderbolts, right? So if you don't see those key features, like okay, it's like you didn't know that was happening. You know, like that happens within that story. So that's all I'm saying is that, trust me, the links are there, and I just feel like people just can't find it. It's like, no, I have a terrible analogy in my head. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I'll text it to you. It's fucking gross. It's about trying to find something
Well,
and you can't do it.
That's my prediction is I want Phase 4 to make sense. That's gonna be my prediction for.
Fucking watch Phase 4 then. All right. All right.
Watch the movies and it might.
So, Matt and Maggie, I'll give you two. Obviously, what are you excited for tomorrow's potential announcements?
Well, before we say anything, I just want to clear up. I am excited to watch the Marvel movies. It's not just the spoilers, but if given the choice, if I wouldn't be spoiled, I wouldn't mind waiting to watch them on Disney Plus. Like that would be the choice. But yeah, just wanted to clear that up. I love. We actually put Love and Thunder, I think, like within the top 10.
Yeah. Sure.
And Miss Marvel was in there, and Multiverse of Madness, I want to say, was in the top either 10 or 11.
I think so.
So we've really enjoyed Phase 4. I do agree that Phase 4 has been. It's not. I think the problem is that it's not that it doesn't connect or that it doesn't make sense. I think that we don't have an idea of where we're going, and so it's hard to know what we're aiming at, right? So like every phase, we've known, oh, we're going to Avengers, we're going to Age of Ultron, we're going to Infinity War and Endgame, right? Or Infinity War Part 2, as it was first told. And so I think from where we don't have like that big tent pole at the end of it, it just makes it hard to know like which one of these things are the most important. Like, is it the beacon going out, or is it the Dark Avengers stuff, or is it the multiverse?
I think
it's just kind of hard knowing like which one is the most important.
I think the thing that you specified there was all the Avengers titles, and that's what we're missing is the big Avengers title where everything comes together. I do think though that the Avengers name has been kind of like every character is an Avenger, and you can't make every end movie to be Endgame all the time. And so I think that they're gonna have to find a touchstone in between that they can have mix of characters maybe, but not every character. So
otherwise it won't be special,
No.
like if just every 2 or 3 years we
Give
get
us
literally
West Coast
75
Avengers.
characters.
yes,
I'm right there with you.
yes,
But yeah, as far as the actual question you asked us though,
yes.
what do you have any you want to say first? You want me to go first?
You go first.
So I guess my prediction, well, I have something I'm very hopeful for. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but there's been rumors that Henry Cavill is supposed to talk about a new Superman thing. Please God, let that be real. Even if Snyder, like all that stuff, whatever, whether he's involved or not, I mean, it's whatever. I'd be happy either way. But I love Henry Cavill as Superman, and I think seeing him as come back to do something, just anything, even if it's him versus Black Adam or anything stupid, like I don't care. I just want to see him in the suit again. I just need to see him in the suit, for God's sake. Give the man a mustache. He's too beautiful to not be the Man of Steel. Okay, come on.
Superman with a mustache would have been fucking banger. I don't know why they didn't do it.
Why not?
I would have loved it. It would look great. Personally, I love that answer. I'm a huge fan of Henry Cavill, so I'm very excited for potentially him coming back in any capacity. When you said the Zack Snyder stuff, I was like, nah. I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I hate his Superman movies. And so I just want him to get something that is not like those movies, but that's just my personal preference. Everyone has.
I would love to have.
I'm a Christopher Reeves guy, personally.
Yes, I'm right there with you. I mean, especially we watch Smallville, of course. I mean, that's, we love the more optimistic hero approach. And I think he could definitely do that. I would much prefer that tone as opposed to like another Batman v Superman or Justice League. I do like Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was really good.
I come around on Man of Steel a couple
times. But I didn't want a whole
times.
Universe built off that. I feel like building a whole universe off Man of Steel was just not the correct call for sure. What do you think?
I heard, I didn't hear it. I read a rumor about a character that could show up in She-Hulk. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's any truth to it or not, but I think it's kind of cool. The Thing could show up possibly.
Oh yes.
And if you know how
I saw that.
Marshall,
Jason Segel.
Jason Segel. That's who.
But he would be.
Play.
He's just going to be Ben Grimm.
I don't know.
Not the Thing.
I didn't read much into it yet.
I read it, but yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. Yeah. Because I was like, oh, is it going to be Marshall? That'd be great.
I would really like to see that, but I'm trying not to place all my hope.
You're not trying to put in that hope.
There's a lot of Fantastic Four stuff that they're, like Steven Spielberg possibly being the director, which is insane. I mean, there's no way that actually happens. But
I mean, he did West Side Story. I mean, why not? Fuck.
Like, why not get a $2 billion franchise under your belt at this point in life? You know, I mean, he could do it. But even if he doesn't, even if the tone they're going for is just an Amblin style Fantastic Four, I mean, that's amazing, right? Like that, I'm down for that. You know, come on, that'd be incredible. I would love that. And that's
crying at the concept. No, I'm kidding.
They don't have a director for Fantastic Four yet, right?
No, it was originally supposed to be No Way Home's director, but he has moved on to Star Wars, if I'm not mistaken, and they're opening up. So the fact that it's hey, you know what? Sam Raimi coming back to do a Doctor Strange movie, anything's possible. Martin Scorsese can do a crime story, and I think that'd be kind of cool. But
can you imagine Martin Scorsese's Daredevil or Kingpin?
Fuck yes!
Eat it, Martin Scorsese.
Somehow Robert De Niro's going to be in it. Somehow.
Please.
Yeah.
He plays the Spot.
Oh fucking hell. Yeah, that'd be dope. Those are awesome predictions. I really hope those happen. Those are things that I have been hearing about in the past. So I pray that those exist. For my prediction. Oh, hello. Fee is now here. How's it going, Fee? In the chat. How is FEMA? My prediction, and this is a prediction I've actually said years prior that I'm fucking can't believe might be true, because this is another one of those Ben Grimm things where I'm like, oh, the people are saying this? That is kind of cool. Continuing with my new love of the X-Men, and potentially now in the direction that we might be moving with this new take on X-Men for the movies, I would love for them to have either Carlos Esposito as Xavier and have someone in caliber to also be his Magneto. I love the idea of their way of transplanting the stories.
Bryan Cranston.
Well, this is the thing though. He could be Magneto. That'd be kind of cool.
Breaking Bad, but just role reversal.
Yeah, I know, right? The reason why I enjoy it is because the way that the way that the movies at least show the current ones is how they have the Magneto backstory dealing with, of course, Auschwitz and like a Holocaust, survivor take of like a character that's been branded and like another that is, with the way that they chose that story. One of them, main interpretations obviously was it's, for LGBT representation, right? It's the backlash that people have gotten over the years. And what I would love for this version with Carlo Esposito and potentially another black figure playing potentially Magneto is that you could tell the Magneto story. Obviously, they're having to try to keep it closer to more modern times. So moving away from the Holocaust and World War II stories, it puts it right down during the civil rights movement, and something to do with obviously how African Americans were treated at that time that I think could also still apply to that story of how people were treating people. And I think casting Carlos Esposito as well as other prominent black actor in the Magneto role, I think would be pretty incredible.
That'd be awesome. And it would definitely set it apart from the Fox
the other
universe.
movies. Exactly.
A whole new spin on it, for sure.
Yeah. So my original take is I hope the rumor for Carlos Esposito is in fact Xavier. I just think that's just a genius move.
That'd be great. Oh my gosh.
Yes. I think that's everything that we got going on with the Point in Progress show. So I'm going to go ahead. While the episode went on for a little bit afterwards and we got to say all our plugs, of course, it looks like the VOD on Twitch decided to not capture it. So I'm just going to go ahead and say all of our plugs. Of course, you can find me over at THT Mario Rivera on Twitter, and obviously doing MC University. We're doing our final episode for season 1, which is Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, over there with Sly, who of course you can fly as MC Cyclone, or Cyclone MC, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Sly. Beard in the Hair, aka Harv, who was wonderful on this podcast. And of course, our wonderful guests, the hopefully awesome crew, both Matt and Maggie. So much fun. Please give them a follow. They are absolutely wonderful. And I at least wanted to close the show off with our actual final saying. We'll be back next week, of course. This, of course, has been Mario, and progress has been made, even if it had to be a post-credits video that goes after the show. So, goodbye.